The guy's a Jew.
You're a dishonest cunt!
All the way Virginia, bitch.
I don't think I smell like vagina.
God-awful bunch of malcontents. I hope you all kill each other.
Well, I can't understand none of it. This one begat that one, and that one begat this one, and begat, and lo and behold, someone says some shit to someone or another. Just how retarded are you?
Wow! And there will be gorilla shit all over down there.
Oh, no! Oh, jeez!
So you're just crazy in a retard kind of way then, huh?
Do you personally dislike homosexuals?
Of course, they're disgusting.
You can act like a man! What's the matter with you?
Oh, fart nigger.
The Almighty says, don't change the subject, just answer the fucking question.
Nobody's saying you can't own a gun. Nobody's even saying you can't carry a gun. All we're saying is you can't carry a gun in town.
What is the major problem, do you think?
Too much hormones.
Is very obviously gay. I look at him and I'm like, well, you're gay.
Rest now, brother. We have the watch, and I'll see you in Valhalla.
In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
All right, good evening, Vietnam. Welcome to the show. It's the last Steel Toe evening show of the week. And yes, don't worry. The morning show took care of it. You guys are skating on free all week. Least you could do is pay him back a little bit. But hey, I think you've paid him back in the past. Let's have some fun tonight. I decided, look. Evening shows have been quiet this week. Sometimes they're loud, sometimes they're quiet. They haven't been silent, just a little quieter than usual. And I look, I'll be very honest, and this is so gross. With no goal, I'm less motivated. Not for the mornings. I'm always like up and ready to go, beginning of the day, ready to go for the morning shows. But when there's nothing on the evening shows, and it's like, God, I could just stay out of the basement, go somewhere, maybe do some shopping, get some stuff done around the house, veg out, whatever. Don't have to do an evening show, but that's kind of shitty to just go, I don't need to do an evening show, so I won't do one. That's kind of shitty. So we're doing it. As Chad Zumock would say, we are doing it. We've got a show for you tonight, but I thought, you know what? Since there's no monetary goals or no monetary aims for tonight's show, I figured, why not give people bang for their buck? So this is not a Rumble Friday show. This is not a Rumble Friday Wednesday. But what I will say is, I have plenty of stuff that I want to do for tonight's show. Plenty of stuff we can get to. But I will honor Rumble Friday rules. And yes, if it fucks us over on YouTube, it fucks us over on YouTube. If it gets us demonetized, it gets us demonetized. But for the evening show, for the last one of the week, and for a week that's gone incredibly well for the toe, I figure we can kick back, You guys can do what you want to do. Here's what I'll do. If there's nothing that comes in, nobody wants to put anything out there, we'll just do our stuff, the show that I have prepped for tonight. And I'm proud of it. I'm happy with it. We're going to shit on Gavin Newsom a little bit. I have an apology that I need to make. It's in the title of tonight's episode. And I read Revelation. So if Hobo and his lady are here tonight, and I think Snowcat Tish also, I think I can answer their questions about the book of Revelations, because they had some questions. And I have some answers. Or I guess not really answers. I have opinions. It would be arrogant of me to say that I have answers. So we've got our own thing to do tonight. But I will say gifted memberships. And what are we? 20. I think we're 23 memberships away from 500. If we do those 23 memberships, I will go until 9 o'clock tonight. But gifted memberships, $5 drops. I will honor Rumble Friday rules tonight, YouTube or Rumble, however they're submitted. It will be honored this evening. Fuck you, dude, starting us off tonight with a simple savory. Thank you very much. Sam Show says, you'll still beg for tomorrow's show, hobo. I don't think Thursdays hasn't been that way. Thursdays with Oz have been, knock wood, wildly successful. So we really haven't had to deal with any goals all week. It's been a nice, almost like a steel toe vacation week. It's been kind of, but I hope the shows have been good for you. A lot of our clips have been doing well lately. I'm very excited about that. Be sure to check those out and hit like. T-Baby says, didn't the 500 come from the evening show on Monday? All right, let's figure that out together. So Matt sends that 500. He was listening later, and he sent the donation because he likes the religious talk that we've done and the criticism of Zionists that we've done. I believe his caption when he sent the 500 was keeping the Jews honest or something. I don't know what it was. But he did send it at like 2:33 in the morning. So like he was driving. He was so moved by the Spirit to tithe $500 to Steel Toe. But then don't forget like Average Plumber and, God, who was the big one? It wasn't I Taste My Own on Monday. We had somebody dropping in hundreds of dollars on Monday as well. So it's been coming from multiple people. But he dropped it at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. So I don't know if we give that to the evening show or if we give that to the morning show. I'm going to kind of leave that up to you guys, I think. What was that? There it is, Sam Show. So my bursitis today is a little worse because I did finally go to the gym yesterday after like a week away. And I made it worse. I tried to lift. That was a bust. I tried to play basketball. That was a bust. I fucked my shit up. But I've been trying to think of what that thing Sam Show said it was. And he wrote it again. He said prositis. Now, I don't know what prositis is. I've never said that I have prositis. I've said bursitis. The bursa sac is incredibly inflamed. Hot, I know. And it's kept me out of the ring and it's kept me off the basketball court for the last week and a half or so. So I have not looked up what prositis means. You son of a bitch. Now I understand why Sam Show was so adamant that I had prositis. I don't know if you guys know what prositis is. But apparently, according to Google, prositis is the inflammation of the lining of the rectum, causing symptoms like persistent rectal pain, bloody stools, diarrhea, popcorn will do that too, and a constant urge to defecate, which apparently there's a word for always having to shit. It's called tenesmus. I didn't know that. I thought it just meant you had to shit a lot. They've got a name for that too. It's tenesmus, primarily caused by inflammatory bowel disease, STIs, or radiation therapy. So I guess I have gonorrhea so bad my butthole's inflamed, according to Sam Show. No, what I have is not prositis, which you see here. I have bursitis, not in my hip, not in my knee, but in my shoulder. There it is. It hurts like a bitch. So you can see in the picture here. So there's your bursa sac, right? So that gets inflamed, and it inflames all the way like this. So it's pushing all of this shit in your shoulder, and it hurts like a motherfucker. I hate it. But I have bursitis, not prositis. I do not have I have Bill bursitis is what I have. Totally different. Sam Show says, Aaron, what's more believable? Your shoulder hurts or you have an infected asshole? I mean, I would like to think that this audience believes that my shoulder hurts rather than I have an infected asshole. But let's just put it this way. I'm not going to poll the audience anytime soon. Brian says, too much gay sex? Well, yeah, I mean, you probably could get prositis from that. 09 Canyon says, what STI gives you chronic shits? Other than AIDS, of course. Do you shit a lot with syphilis? Hey, guys, there's only one way to find out. Do you shit a lot with syphilis? Syphilis can cause gastrointestinal symptoms, including diarrhea, but it is not a primary symptom for most people. When syphilis does affect the bowels, it is often due to prositis. There you go. So yes, if you get prositis from syphilis, it'll make you shit a lot. Let's see, maybe gonorrhea is a pooping one. Does not typically cause you to poop a lot. Not really known for prositis either. Syphilis, gonorrhea. I don't know. What else? AIDS. Do you poop a lot with AIDS? Yes, chronic, frequent, and watery diarrhea is a common symptom of AIDS. That's because if you take a dick and you're gay,
You are cast.
I love that we can use the Danhausen drop in ways that Danhausen never intended his character to make. If you murder the only savior sent by God to save humanity, your temple will be burned down in 70 AD because
You are cast.
I like it. If you eat from the fruit of the tree of life that is the only banned tree in the garden, as a gender of females,
You are cast.
Let's say your entire franchise, you have this player, let's say you're the Boston Red Sox. You have this player named Babe Ruth, and he's amazing. But the owner wants to fund some bullshit play he wants to do, so he sells Babe Ruth to the Yankees. Well, then I would say,
You are cast.
Or, and this one's true, you're the Chicago Cubs, and a guy who owns a tavern across the street has come to all of your ball games with his pet billy goat. And one day during the World Series, you tell that guy he's not allowed to come into Wrigley Field with his billy goat. And this is true. The guy then stood there at the entrance to Wrigley Field, and he told them,
You are cast.
And how long did it take the Cubbies to win a World Series? When did the Cubs win the World Series last? I think it was 2016. 108 years since their last World Series. And the Cubbies won it. There you go. Joey Caravello says, I want to go back in time and put some money on the Cubbies. What year was that? Wasn't it 2016 and Back to the Future Part 2 that the Cubbies... Back to the Future Part 2 year. They went to 2015. They went to 2015. So the Cubbies were 1 year off from the Back to the Future Part 2. Go back and put some money on the Cubbies. Taste Fairy Ialto says, you're the Minnesota Vikings and you got a boat on Lake Minnetonka.
You are cast.
There you go. Fuck you, dude, says 109 years. Yeah, 109 years. Chef Maddox says, at least the fucking Cubs made it to the World Series. Still waiting on the Mariners' first appearance. God damn it, you guys have had some good teams, man. You had that team with Ichiro that won like 109,000 games. in one season, and then I think, didn't you get bounced in the first round? Yeah, you won like 116 games one year, and out, gone, done. I mean, if you're a Mariners fan, you got to be thinking,
You are test.
Then, yeah, but you got the Seahawks winning 2 or 3 Super Bowls the last few years, so that, I mean, take what you can get. The Vikings haven't won a professional championship since 1991, and don't tell me the Lynx. Stop it. We haven't won a world championship since 1991 when the Twins won the World Series. You would go, what's that now, 35 years? Fuck. Jesus. Back to the Future got the Marlins prediction right, sort of. Well, no, because aren't the Miami Marlins and the Cubs both in the National League? Who did the Cubs beat in the World Series? Texas, wasn't it? Oh, no, the Cleveland Indians. Who won the 2015 World Series? Was that the Marlins? No, it was the Royals. It was the Royals. They beat the Mets 4-1. So no, Back to the Future was not right. Not at all. They fucked that up. Roots Calhoun says people used to throw goat heads in front of Wrigley Field all the time. The firehouse across the street used to have a goat roast at the beginning of the season. They were trying to kill the curse of the Billy Goat. They couldn't do it. I don't know if Roots is a North Sider or a South Sider in terms of his sports alliances, but I was really pissed when the Cubs won a World Series because the curse of the Billy Goat is the coolest curse in the history of sports. Well, wait, there might be other curses. Has the Duke lacrosse team won a national title since the whole raping thing? I don't know. I have no idea. Roots says, I'm a Sox fan. Well, didn't you guys got one with Pierzynski, didn't you? We gave you our catcher and you won a World Series. Last time the White Sox won the World Series. Yeah, 2005. Ozzie Guillen was one of my favorite managers. He was such a fucking dickhead. I loved him. He's the one. Hey, Roots, do you remember when your manager gave the Minnesota Twins, those teams in the 2000s that won all those division championships? Do you remember the nickname he gave our offense? He said that we were like a pack of, and then we made T-shirts. That was our whole marketing angle that entire year. We won the division. We went to the playoffs. We lost in the first round, of course, because that's what the Minnesota Twins do. But Ozzie Guillen called the Minnesota Twins. He goes, they get hits, they move runners around, they score runs, and they just pick at you over time. They just pick at you and pick at you. He said they're like a pack of piranhas. And the Twins became the Piranhas for the next 2 or 3 years until we started hitting all those homers, and then we were the Bombas. Yes, Ozzie Guillen called us Piranhas. Taze Ferry Ialto says, I watched the U.S. get killed by Italy in the World Baseball Classic last night. Embarrassing. Yeah, and our manager thought that we were in, that we qualified for the tournament already. So he's like, what do? You win some, you lose some. At least we're in the tournament. And they're like, yeah, you're not yet. He's like, word? Word. He said, fuck. Yeah, we are not. I think we can still get in, but we are not in quite yet. Welcome, chat. Now we can get over to the YouTube end of things. NoPen15 Fathead says, I had bursitis in my knee get infected once. It was bad. Ugh. Tucker says, prositis is from receiving anal sex. He ain't wrong. He's just cutting out the bullshit. Beans and Rice says, Big Comey too. Big Comey. I don't think that was a Twins thing. Big Comey? Don't remember it. McBuster says the Zorro Ranch twin experiments won in 94. That's when I strangled a hooker to death and they buried it in the sand. Roots Calhoun says the 2005 Sox squad was unreal. Mags, Pierzynski, Burley, 2005 White Sox roster. God, I can remember some of that team. Mark Burley was a fucking killer. Mags was destructive. AJ Pierzynski was a boss. God, I don't want to go down and look at the roster because I'm like, I know this one. Paul Konerko won Uribe. Joe Creedy wasn't bad either. He was silently good. Scott, you guys had Scott Pasednik on that team? Jermaine, old man Die? He wasn't an old man. Old man Carl Everett at DH? That is a solid squad. Frank Thomas was still DHing. Chris Widger was on the bench. That's a good team. Oh, God, you had Freddie Garcia, Orlando Hernandez, Mark Burley, Cliff Polite. Who was your closer on that squad? Who was your big... You had Burley, Garcia. Oh, John Garland was really good, too. And then Contreras and Hernandez. How good of a year did John Garland have that season? Oh, not great. Him and Garcia both had ERAs over 4. But Burley, 342, all-star season, 16-8 record. Garland won 18 games that year. Nice. Dustin Hermanson, I don't remember him. I don't remember Dustin Hermanson. 34 saves, not great. ERA of... Can't find it. 204. Solid roster, though, man. That was a really good team. Really good team. Oh, Bobby Jenks, I forgot. Yeah. You had Bobby Jenks, too. God, I liked Paul Konerko. I liked Jermaine Dye. Loved Frank Thomas growing. When I was a little kid, Frank Thomas was the shit. The Big Hurt. He had his own video game. He was the man. Didn't he have his own promotion at Pizza Hut, too? God, I'm fat. No Pen 15 Fathead with $5. Yes, if you're just joining us tonight, we do have a lot of our own stuff to talk about, but we are also honoring Rumble Friday rules tonight. We figure, you know what? The evening shows have been a little slower this week. We haven't had any goals this week. I want to let the audience, if the audience does contribute to the show tonight, I feel like I need to entice them with a little something for their efforts. So $5, you can throw a link in. You gift a membership, you can throw a link in. Thank you guys very much for the support. What's your guys' gay-ass fight song? The Chicago White Sox. I feel like you guys have a catchy one. Oh, and by the way, I am not covering any of the Ethan Ralph and Scarlett stuff. That is too fucking weird for me. I don't know what the hell's going on there. It's kind of like when her and Matt Mead were having that thing. You know what? There's a million channels talking about him. Go watch them talk about it. That's what I say. Hurt was always in the neighborhoods. Awesome dude. Yeah, Big Hurt was charitable. He was a good dude. Chicago White Sox song. What is your guy? This is your fight song. Let's go, go, go White Sox. The Twins do have, I hate to toot my own horn. The Minnesota Twins do have the greatest fight song in baseball. Sounds like a high school marching band.
White Sox, White Sox, go, go, White Sox. Let's go, 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 White Sox. We're with you all the way. You're always in there fighting.
Roots is fucking jamming to this right now.
And you out here in the Middle West. We're gonna
back when Negroes didn't play the game. That's when the White Sox made their name. We don't like blacks in our lineup, 'cause the whites are up to the bat.
Let's go, 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 White Sox.
Jack Comiskey called them Ers. There's another white man. There's another fella who won't commit crimes off the field. There's another white friend. He'll never let you down. With black players, you have to keep your ladies close by, 'cause they steal them, don't you know? And that makes us cry. We're the White Sox. Emphasis on the white. And we don't like to fight, fight, fight. We like our Mexican manager who wins us lots of World Series, bakes us Yoripas.
We'll cheer you on to victory. When we're in the stands, we'll make those Raptors ring. All through the season, you will
Paul Konerko. Burley.
Go, 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 White Sox. Chicago's proud of
My favorite White Sox of all time: Tim Raines, Frank Thomas, Blackjack McDowell, and Mags. Those are my favorite White Sox. Roots Calhoun says, I grew up with Hawk, man. Hawk Harrelson. I don't remember him. Joey Caravello's mommy says, Aaron's trying to placate to us with racism because he knows everyone thinks this bit sucks. No, it does. This bit is fantastic. Are you kidding me? It's a great bit. You don't know how to have fun if you don't like this bit. But the White Sox theme song is not nearly as good as the Twins fight song. And yes, now you have to listen to it for being a smartass. This is a way better. This one is so fucking good. This is the 87 version. This is the one when we played when we won our first World Series. This one might suck. I don't like this one. Fuck that horse shit. Nope, we're going to go find the other one. The modern one might be better. Here we go. Ooh.
We're gonna win, Twins. We're gonna score. We're gonna win, Twins. Watch that baseball score. Knock out a home run. Shout a hip hooray. Cheer for the Minnesota Twins today. Minnesota Twins. We're gonna win, Twins. Give it our all. We got the guys who
knock the cover off the ball.
Minnesota Twins. Let's hear it now for the team that came to play.
Cheer for the Minnesota Twins today.
We're gonna
Win, Twins. We're gonna score. We're gonna win, Twins. Watch that baseball soar. The home run. Shout a hip hooray. Cheer for the Minnesota Twins today. Kind of sounds a little, when you listen to that version with the ladies, it kind of sounds like it was made by bank tellers, but it's a catchy tune. It's a catchy tune. T-Baby said, with $1 says, I love my Twins. To be, we have a AAA farm team. We're not solid right now. We're getting there. We're bringing up a lot of young guys. Bong Time says 87 is when I graduated high school, and then 91 I went into the Navy. Hubba-dubba-doo in the Navy. Bong Time got his butt fucked in the Navy. He got his head stuck in the Navy. Roots Calhoun says Karmic promoted the Twins fight song. Holy shit, I'm dying, bro. Karmic prompted the Twins fight song? Karmic did? How? How did... You guys want to hear Karmic? You know what? I think you guys want to hear Karmic do. I think I just heard you say you want to hear Karmic do the Minnesota Twins fight song. That's what I heard. Hold on a second. You guys mind if I do a wardrobe change? Hold on. Let me clear my throat. Hold on. Here we go. I got my Karmic rack over here. I got to get into character. Hold on. Aaron's got to leave for a second, and then Karmic can take over. All right. You guys know that Karmic is an artist. He's a singer. So we got to get him in here to sing the Minnesota Twins theme song. Here we go. All right, you pieces of shit. Win, Twins. We're going to score. We're going to win, Twins. Watch that baseball soar. Knock out a home run. Shout a hip hooray in this life. Cheer for the Minnesota Twins today. But I digress. You don't have to cheer for them. But if you don't cheer for the Twins, you're hurting their livelihood. And I'm not going to take any of that shit. I'm going to make a big cartoon AI bouncy titty woman to this song. You pieces of shit. Pay some respect. There's no more words. That was it. All right. Well, then in that sense, I really do digress. I really do. I can't see a fucking thing. Oh, wait, no. I'm sorry. I can't go back to Aaron yet. I gotta keep some of the mystery. Behold the mystery of Karmic. All glory and honor is yours, Almighty Karmic, forever and ever. All right. Karmic, ladies and gentlemen. Parlock with $2 says, Mengele agrees, twins are great. No, not that. That's not. We didn't mean to. That's not what we meant by the twins. We're talking about a baseball franchise. Fuck you, dude says, this is why we don't hit the girl or don't hit the goal early. Don't hit the girl early. Early and often. That's what I say. No, the evening shows have sucked. You're absolutely right on that one. But if you don't find that all that stuff we just did enjoyable, you're not the person I'm aiming for. Root says, Aaron has a ladies' leather. At least Karmic has a real super cool leather jacket. What are you talking about? That was Karmic. I would never wear something like that. I certainly wouldn't buy it at an expensive Las Vegas store while I was going through one of the shittiest periods of my life with a shitty partner. I would never go to a shitty Las Vegas store that some gay guy told me to go to and get a shitty jacket and pay way too much for it. No, that's just that's something I got for the Karmic bit. That's all it is. Beans and Mice says, oh yeah, Bo Jackson was a White Sox. You got to remember, I'm old. And being old, but I'm not old enough. Like Bo Jackson, like he had his hip injury and everything, like before I was old enough to remember shit. So to me, Bo Jackson is a Kansas City Royal. And, oh no, he was a White Sox later. I think I might remember him as a White Sox. Bo Jackson baseball career. Gordy, you gotta get out of here, bud. I don't like, he's sitting there by the stairs just fucking staring at me. And I'm sure he needs to go out, but there's nothing I can do about this right now. There you go. Go upstairs, bud. It's creepy when he stares at it. So I got two monitors and I got a little space right between them. And there's the camera up there. And it's just, I look between the monitors and Gordy is just fucking staring daggers at me. Yeah, Bo Jackson, 86 to 94. So I was born with a week to go in 1986. I was basically born in 87. So I was 7 years old when he was done playing baseball. I don't remember Bo. I don't remember Bo. They're saying let Gordy out. Fine, fuck it. I wasn't going to let Gordy out because I didn't want to abandon you guys. Fuck it. I'm going to go let the dog out. We're not doing anything anyway. I got a link to play from, who was it? Fauci's Pangolin? No Pen 15 Fathead has a Roots Calhoun song he wants to play. We are honoring Rumble Friday rules tonight. Otherwise, I got a bunch of stuff we can talk about. We'll do that. Anything you go contribute tonight will go towards tomorrow morning. I'm going to go let the dog out. Looks like we're going to go real relax and real chill tonight. We're probably not going to put up any numbers. Gordy's done. I broke his neck. He won't bother you guys anymore. I did what you asked. I killed him, and now he's done. Main Vein with $5 says, put Gordy on screen, $100. Gordy said that he'll make an appearance tonight for $100 and not a penny less. That's what he said. Don't look at me. That's what he said. Red Fox Mad with $5. Thank you very much. And he put a link in there. Yes, if you give us $5 tonight, we will include a link. Let me get these 2 links taken care of. And then I am going to start getting into some of the stuff we had for tonight, including Gavin Newsom apparently is like doing his best Tim Walz impression. He's got a shitload of fraud now in California. This is a Roots Calhoun song called April Showers. Now, I don't know what's in this song. If it gets me in any kind of trouble, I'm going to fucking kill No Pen 15 Fathead in Minecraft. I'm only playing about 30 seconds of this because you guys can be fucking stupid sometimes. I'm skipping around too.
It's about time when they're getting old as fuck. Man, that snow about to melt and you know what's up. Pop the top on the Bronco and roll it up. Already got me a little blondo to cuff. It's like, come on girl, you know you fine. You work it overtime. You got such a banging body, baby. Beat us to slow it down.
Ew.
I'm balling out. Bring your girls out with you. We can all get down on a road with lady like I'm all in.
All right. I'm worried. I don't know what the fuck is in that song. So I'm going to. All I know is it's making me physically ill because I got to say, Roots has some bad taste. Bad taste. Roots said, if it's mine, I made it. Well, yeah, of course. Main Vein says, get fucked, Aaron. Look, you said put Gordy on screen. When you guys say do something, I give you a number. Don't tell me to get fucked. You asked me, you said put Gordy on screen. And I said, all right, Gordy's price is $100. You don't have to do it. Sam Show says, Aaron, you married her. Yeah, I also divorced her too. You know, I mean, look. OJ married Anna Nicole Simpson. He also cut her head off. I mean, you know, there's 2 sides to that story. All right, let's do Red Fox Mad's links. Then we can get into the stuff we're doing tonight. This is some, oh yeah, you know what? I think I have this story for tomorrow's morning show. You guys heard about this Catholic bishop? Actually, I think Roots and this guy probably hung out. There was a Catholic bishop that got, the Pope fired his ass this week. And he also fired the cardinal who was overseeing him because he felt that cardinal helped try to protect this bishop. He was like going to Tijuana strip clubs and spending shitloads of his diocese money. This one got pretty wild. It's just nice to see a Catholic bishop get in trouble for doing shit with women.
County Catholic Church bishop arrested, accused of stealing money and money laundering. The sheriff's office took him into custody at the airport yesterday. ABC 10 News reporter Laura Acevedo shows us what deputies believe he was trying to do.
The sheriff's office says they were contacted.
He was just trying to help those girls find their way to Christ. That's all he was trying to do. And, you know, you can't get in there unless you spend some money. Those girls aren't going to listen to you unless you pay for a song. And so the bishops just wanted to get those girls into the private room where they could talk and they didn't have to yell over the music. And he wanted to help guide them to the Savior. That's all.
About this church and its bishop last August. The bishop was arrested.
That's a ballin' ass church, by the way. They got a couple of bucks.
Thursday. They say he was attempting to flee the country.
My dear brothers and sisters.
In this video posted to the St. Peter Chaldean Catholic Church's YouTube page, Bishop Emmanuel Shalita addresses allegations against him about misusing the church's money.
I have never in my priestly life or episcopal life abused any penny of the church money.
That church.
Right. Technically, he's not wrong. He never abused pennies. It was dollars. Thousands of them. In fact, hundreds of thousands of them.
Church service was almost 2 weeks ago.
I need to tell you all, by the way, never good when you have to go up on the altar there and you have to defend yourself from charges of fraud and embezzlement. That's not usually why you gather in the church or in the cathedral to celebrate, you know, Catholic Mass. It's not usually to go, I never once took any money to pay any bitches for their titty jobs or to crank me off in the VIP room. These are not the things that I like to do. So anyone who thinks that I motorboat a Colombian, a strippers, or prostitute, these things are all wrong. No. You can look into everything I do. I have cero miedo, none.
Now, Bishop Shalita is in sheriff's custody, arrested Thursday at San Diego International.
Gotta render under Caesar, Father.
He was arrested for 8 counts of embezzlement, 8 counts of money laundering, and 1 count of aggravated white-collar crime enhancement.
Get it? White collar. Get it? Come on. White collar. No, you don't get it. It's a white-collar crime.
Which, according to the California Penal Code, is an enhancement tacked on for crimes exceeding $100,000.
You understand that all of these girls that I was helping to find Christ did not have enough singles in their G-string to pay for a college, and I was trying to help them. They go to Hillsdale, a Christian academy. It's very expensive.
The sheriff's office says their investigation has been going
in the name of the Papa tu Madre tu I took 4 years of Spanish. I got a D, bro.
On for months after a church representative called them, providing a statement and documents showing potential embezzlement from the church. Friday, churchgoers after Mass didn't want to talk, many upset that our cameras were rolling. But the church posted a statement.
Yeah, get the fuck out of the church. What are you doing there? Get out of it. Who are you, Don Lemon? Get out of it. What the fuck are you doing?
To their website, saying they asked the Lord to protect the bishop from all negative attacks.
Hey. That's one thing my church needs to work on. Guys, we got to stop asking the Lord to protect scoundrels. All right. Did you not learn from like 20 years ago when we had that last big scandal? The problem, we had the primary problem of the actual abuse, and then the secondary problem of sweep it under the rug and just transfer them places and hope it doesn't happen again. It would be really bad if this got out. Yeah, the cover up is bad too, guys. If he's throwing Benjamins at whores and tucking money in their titties, you got to cut him loose.
And that
he's breaking at least one of his vows.
In solidarity with him.
I have done my best to preserve and manage the donations of the church.
It's just that I'm very terrible with the money. How do you say dinero? I'm not good with it at all. So next Mass, I will be performing in Rey Mysterio clothing and running out immediately after service and declaring sanctuary.
Properly.
Bishop Shalita.
This is my friend Manuel. He has automatic weapons in a van, and we have duffel bags full of cash, and we are going to go for a long drive after this. Try to get the boat to Cuba.
Shalita is being held on $125,000 bail, but has a court
Ay, Dios mío, there's a law.
approved hold that prevents his release if it's suspected the funds he'd used to bail out were obtained from the crimes he's accused of. Shalita is due in court on Monday. Laura Acevedo, ABC 10 News.
Yeah. And by the way, I did read today that Pope Leo cut this guy loose, and he also cut the cardinal loose who was in charge of him. So I got to tell you, man, this Pope Leo, Roots will like him. He's a Sox fan. He's a North Sider. He's a Chicago guy. Or no, it's South. Fuck, I always screw that up. North Side. North Side is White Sox because that's where the bitches live. And the South Side is the badasses, and that's the Cubs fans. I probably have that completely backwards, and the White Sox fans are the fucking mental patients. At any rate, yeah, you gotta, if you find yourself in a Catholic scandal, you gotta cut the bad guys loose and surrender them to the authorities. We can't be doing this, shuffling them around and trying to hide it thing. It didn't work for us the first time. It's not gonna work for us this time. Red Fox Mad with another $4.99 over on YouTube. Thank you, buddy. Like I said, we are honoring Rumble Friday rules today. Oh shit, did I get this one yet from Red Fox Mad? Yes, okay, we just did that one. That's where I left off. $2 from Joey Caravello. He's given 6 so far tonight, so there's a link for him. Red Fox Mad with another 5. Thank you very much, buddy. Now, again, this is not replacing Rumble Friday. We're just saying if you give $5 to the show, we'll let you throw a link in there. Oh, no. Joey Caravello with a Chris Benoit death tape parody. This is going to be horrific.
Hello, honey. What will Chris Benoit enjoy for dinner tonight?
Cross-faced chicken wings and tap.
Cross-faced chicken wings. Fantastic. Great joke. He murdered his family.
Water.
Ooh, my favorite. Hello, Daniel. How's it?
Don't. No. We're not going to do. No, Daniel.
Hello, Daddy. Please don't kill me.
Life is good when you're Chris Benoit. Let me just get some of these steroids here. Yummy yum yums. Where's my chicken, you bitch? I want both my chicken and my tap water in the next 5 seconds, or you're getting a German.
Oh, no. Oh, not a German. Oh, no.
Oops, hello.
Oh, my God. He German suplexed his wife's head off. I don't remember this being what happened in the police report in the Chris Benoit killings, but this is video, so.
Well, I have to talk to Chavo.
Chavo, I just killed my wife, LOL. No, I don't think Chris Benoit texted Chavo Guerrero and said, hey, Chavo, I just killed my wife, LOL. And then Chavo said, Lamau, wait, how did you do it? And he said, a German suplex. I don't think, Joey Caravello, I'm not trying to say you're lying, but this doesn't jive.
This is getting me nowhere. Where's Daniel?
Don't.
I'm sorry, Daniel. I have to kill you with this pillow.
All right, I'm done. I have no problem with a cartoon Chris Benoit killing his wife with a German suplex. But suffocating the child with a pillow is where I have to draw the line. Red Fox Mad with $5 says he resigned. Oh, wait. Oh, he didn't. I heard that Leo fired him. Pope Leo fired. I think maybe he just fired the cardinal. Accepted the resignation of Timothy Dolan. It wasn't San Diego Chilean bishop out of jail and a job. Here we go.
Local bishop accused of stealing church money is tonight out of jail and unemployed.
Oh, you're right. Pope accepted his resignation. Fair enough. So that was one of those, like, we know how that works, where he's like, yeah, we could either fire you or you could, could step down.
The Vatican has accepted the resignation of an El Cajon bishop who yesterday pleaded not guilty to 15 felony counts of embezzling tens of thousands of dollars from his own church. Bishop Emmanuel Shaletta charged with this embezzlement and money laundering with funds belonging to St. Peter's Chaldean Church. The prosecutor arguing he is a flight risk, especially since he was arrested at the airport last week.
That is ridiculous, man. I don't even have no wings.
Way to Germany with more than $9,000 in a bag. If Shaletta posts bail, the judge ruled he needs to be outfitted with a GPS monitor and won't have access to his passport. He's set to return to court next month.
All right. Well, he's, the Pope accepted his resignation. And again, I feel like he fired a cardinal too, but maybe I could have gotten some bad information on that one. That's completely possible. 09 Canyon says, you can't fire me, Father. I quit. No, I don't. Joey Caravello says, if only Daniel had tapped out. No, I think Chris Benoit would have held it for past the count of 5. He would have been DQ'd for sure. All right, this is the last link we have from one of the audience members tonight, and then we'll get into our stuff this morning. Here we go. This is California teen loses 10 grand in savings in counterfeit payroll check scam. Oh, shit.
2 to 3 days, any accounts that had my name on it in Chase Bank were cleaned out of all the money.
I was so surprised.
Senior and his small savings account is at the center of a big-time crime involving phony payroll checks for large companies being cashed on the West Coast without question because somehow he got skimmed, meaning not only someone copied his debit card, but had his PIN number.
Is that the thing that they're saying people are putting in like gas station pumps now, where they're skimming people's card information and then I've never seen one of these obviously in person. I'd have some serious problems, but they skimmed him. People do that.
He said,
See, to me, I always thought the skimming thing was like, oh, they're putting AIDS needles in the vending machines. I thought it was an urban legend.
Dad, something's wrong.
I feel terrible because they took all my parents' money.
Jason was finishing his last year of high school when the balance in his savings account began to matter more than it ever had before. He was 18, delivering pizzas after classes and on weekends, saving what he could. The account was modest, funded by tip money folded into envelopes and deposited every few weeks. His parents monitored it closely. It was meant to help with community college tuition and car insurance. Nothing about it was complicated. It was a basic checking and savings relationship with Chase Bank. The family's
I need to speed this up. This is pretty dry and it's like 10 minutes long. Holy shit. Let's fucking get to the point. We don't need a JP Morgan Chase commercial.
Finances were spread across linked accounts. Jason shared one with his father. His mother had her own. There was also a joint account connected to a daughter already away at college and another tied to Jason's grandmother in Florida.
Oh, shit. So this one kid's account was linked to everyone else's. So you skim this kid's account, you've got access to everybody's, and they cleaned him out of 10 grand. Oh, you know what, though? With all those people having access, you're lucky all they got away with was 10 grand. They could have done a lot worse than that. T. Jefferson says, yes, skimmers are attached to card readers, usually hidden at convenience stores and the like. That's one of the reasons they started using the chip. Yeah, I always do the tap. I never do the swipe. No thanks. Digital Soldier says skimming equals putting needles in vending machines. I did. I thought that it was like an urban legend on the same level. Bong Time says he spent that shit on methamphetamine. I kind of thought that he was, doing a little more than delivering pizzas, but I don't know. The Grand Poobah says this is such a nothing story. They didn't even get a real news person to read it. That did sound like AI. $5 from 191 Redbird. He says coming to a town near you as the Muslim population continues to expand. All right, let's see what he's got. Then again, like I said, we'll get into our horse shit today. UK Sharia police in Manchester patrol the streets on horseback. Real police are instructed not to interfere as the Islamists run people down in the streets. You do hear about this in the UK in Muslim enclaves, in Muslim neighborhoods. They'll set up like their own enforcement groups. And the cops will like yield to them if it's a Muslim on Muslim type of thing. It's fucking bizarre.
Horses.
By the way, these are not like Muslim volunteers. These guys are decked out on horses and everything else. They're loaded for bear. If Christians would have done this in America, we never would have gotten gay marriage.
They just chase someone with an horse. They just chase people with horses. Are they part of Greater Manchester Police? How come they're not being nipped for chasing them people with horses then? They've just been chasing.
Our government says that we're not allowed to say anything negative about them, or they're going to take our jobs and they're going to sell our children to grooming gangs. So we're not allowed to be proud people anymore and celebrate our culture and, be bobbies. Anytime Muslims come down, we're actually not allowed to look them in the eye. We have to look down at the pavement.
People with horses, officer. Yeah,
So you just get to be a Muslim dude on an horse, as they say. You get to be on an horse, and the cars have to go around you, and you can just sit there in the middle of the street with your horse shitting on the pavement. Probably smells like home.
Be chasing people horses.
Every time their horse takes a shit, they go, am I back in Karachi? Oh man, still London. Oh, he did shit. Look, the horse did shit right there. We do have Karachi horse shit.
Whatever they want. Whatever they want, clearly.
Yeah, go start making up.
All right, officers, I need you to leave. This is a Muslim police situation. We have a girl who apparently we've gotten word that she still has a clit, and it's an emergency. We need to rip that fucking thing off as soon as we can. We also heard tell of a story where there is a 22-year-old woman, and she is currently out and about on town without a male chaperone. We have to set her on fire. So if you could please get out of the way so we can enforce the Muslim code, we would appreciate it. I saw two men holding hands. I have to throw a dagger at them.
Please. This should be being nicked.
Watch it, ma'am. All right? We're still Muslim police, but we don't give a shit. We'll smack the fuck out of you, too, for being mouthy. Where's your husband, and why does he let you talk like this?
Should be being nicked, officer. He's just been chasing people on horses.
Horses?
Why are they not being nicked?
With the greatest respect, what do you want me to do and pull him off the horse?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be... He's a vigilante riding around on a horse, blocking traffic. What do you want me to do? My job? I mean, is this a trick question? Yeah, that would be kind of nice. I'd like you to detain him and stop him from disrupting civil society.
If they had a Union Jack on, it'd be off the horse.
Well, I'm not going to pull someone off the horse, mate.
If they had a Union Jack on, you would.
Yeah, well, these cops are being real Union Jack-offs, am I right? Hey-o. That's another thing in the UK, too. The other thing in the UK is when you start flying English flags with the cross or you start flying Union Jacks, if you fly it in the wrong area, the cops will take it down. And they say that you're like trying to not incite people. You're trying to incite problems. Continuing on here, $1 from Main Vein says, Aaron, you love Muslims, though. I love everybody. I don't like shitty people. You know, I think everyone deserves a chance. Joey Caravello says, Muslims better than Jews. All right, well, you know, everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's got an opinion. MSO says, why was that man on Chrissy Mayer? That wasn't Chrissy Mayer, sir. That was a horse, and I think you know that. I think you know that was a horse and not the internet's Chrissy Mayer. How dare you? Meow Meow says this has to stop. I hate Muslims. Aaron says, Aaron, Saint Caesar says, Aaron, Scott Steiner is calling you fat. All right, let's take a look.
Threats are part of wrestling, you know. But you got to look at the person that's making the threats. This fat son of a bitch is challenged all of us, has been world champions before, been in this business 15, 20 years, and this fat son of a bitch is going to challenge us all out.
Calm down, okay? All right?
He's fat. I'm going to...
about this.
I don't care if he don't... I'll make him bleed.
He's fat. Well, that's... You forgot the last part of that promo where he said... the guy's a Jew. And I don't really think that belongs in a wrestling promo. Was that Scott Steiner or PPP cutting that promo?
Oh, buddy!
What? He's fat!
Chase's reaction.
All right, guys. We got... did I miss one here? $690,000 life savings in fake Amazon refund scam. God damn, I wish these stories weren't 9.5 minutes long. Let's do a little bit of this, then we'll get into our stuff tonight. Hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow. And if you feel like throwing a couple of bucks our way, these evening shows have been absolute shit monetarily. Now, in fairness, we have had no goals during the morning shows this week, but you guys could help out the evenings, or help out the morning shows a little bit, especially since you've been asked to do really nothing. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, gift a few memberships. Help them out for our final goal of the week, really our only goal of the week so far, tomorrow morning. All right, let's take a look at this one, then we'll get into my stuff here in the second hour.
It's not our fault. You were a willing participant in the whole thing, and we don't owe you a dime. I felt very...
Imagine if this guy, like, we find out this story, he's like, this guy got accused of rape. You're like, whoa, you're being very insensitive.
Very violated. very violated. I thought the bank should have asked me more questions.
A fake Amazon purchase and bank wire transfers. That's how a local family said scammers were able to steal more than $500,000 from them.
William and Abe Forts had been married for more than half a century. Their lives had followed a steady rhythm familiar to many couples who spent decades working, saving.
All right, why are we doing this AI shit? Why can't we just go find that ABC 10 story?
And planning
Here,
carefully.
let's do this. Red Fox Mad. I'm sorry. ABC 10 700,000 scam. We'll find a lot shorter. There we go. A 4-minute version of
A
this.
fake Amazon purchase and bank wire transfers. That's how a local family said scammers were able to steal more than $500,000 from them. Team 10 investigator Melissa Masiha and photojournalist Ray Higgins show us why the couple feels financial institutions should take more responsibility to avoid this from happening to others.
William and Ave Bortz have been married for more than 55 years.
I'm looking forward to the next 55.
They're retired and hope to live out their golden years on money they saved and money from a recent home sale. But golden no more because of scammers.
I was not brought up to believe that people will lie with that level of bad faith.
Oh, no. Boomers, come on. Boomers, you guys invented lying for money. You guys invented all these flim-flams and scams to try and make a quick buck. And now you're falling victim to it. You got to stay sharp with your old age.
Started last year in January. They said they got this email from what they thought was Amazon, that they purchased about $1,500 worth of products being sent to
Dude,
another.
we've all gotten that email before. Come on, guys. Amazon is not going to send you a bill via email. Amazon is not going. Go on your banking app and see if that transaction is posted on your bank account. If it's not, delete the email. You're fine.
Address. They called the number on the email to fix the issue.
Oh, no.
I took over the phone call.
The person on the other end convinced William to allow access to their computer, something.
Fucking hell. This is what I mean. Like, whenever I see a scam story, I'm like, all right, let's see how long into the story before I hate the victims and I think it's their fault. This story, a minute 3.
Their daughter, also named Ave, explained it didn't seem unusual to her parents.
Because my husband had always fixed it from San Diego to LA, so he was used to seeing his computer remote accessed.
She detailed how the scam worked once she said they got control of the computer.
The fake Amazon website that said, you have spent $2,000 to ship this product, enter in the money, enter in $2,000 so we know what money to credit you back with, and all the...
No! Who the fuck would do that? If it's Amazon, they have a record of the purchase and they'll just refund it. Here, pay us $2,000 so we know how much money to give you back. Are you fucking retarded? Don't answer.
Sudden, there were $200,000 my parents had sent to Amazon.
Keep in mind, the site, again, wasn't real.
The hacker said was, in order for you to get this money back, we need to synchronize the refund server with Amazon. To do that...
You're buying this shit? Oh my God. You need to unplug all of their modems, all of their routers, take all the computers out of the house. They get jitterbug phones now. That's all they get, and basic cable. We can't let these people basically out of the house at this point.
You need to wire...
These people would go to a free sample thing at the grocery store and somehow lose $100.
Transfer that amount to the Amazon Refund Recovery Center.
The fake Amazon worker was persistent.
Calling my parents multiple times a day, starting from 6 in the morning till late in the evening.
Amazon would never chase you down to hand you your money back. In fact, once you make an order with Amazon, they're going to go, all right, sounds good. They're not going to call you and be like, oh, we really want to give you your money back. It sounds like you didn't mean to do that. Fucking hell, guys.
I'm still not realizing the whole thing was a scam. Went to this at Chase Bank for the first wire transfer. He said the scammers coached him on what to say.
You went to the bank? You went to wire transfer what you thought was the Amazon Corporation. You thought the Amazon Corporation needed you to wire them $200,000 to get your $1,600 back? Honestly, dude, you don't deserve to have your money.
Went to 2 different branches in the North County 4 times in 8 days to wire money to Hong Kong and China.
He's never wired money to a foreign country before this. The total loss, $690,500.
I'm sorry, dude. You deserve to lose every dime of that money. They're Chinese. they played a joke. They went pee-pee straight in your Coke.
I felt very violated. Very violated.
William feels
You
Chase
should.
could have done more.
I thought the bank should have asked me more questions.
They wish Chase would have shown him his bank.
Wait a minute. The bank should have asked you more questions? What are you, 4? What, do they need to hold your hand when you go pee-pee and poo-poo? I'm sure when you went to the branch, these guys covered the phone and went, holy fuck, he's actually going to do it. I never thought this would work in a million years.
Balance after the transactions. Instead, he said they asked him something else.
They asked me if I would consider being a client of their private banking operation because I had assets to invest.
Their lawsuit against Chase alleges
So you called the Amazon people and they said you need to send them a bunch of money so they can give you a refund. All 0 times this has ever happened in the history of retail. You know, when you go to take something back at Target, they're always like, all right, here's what I need you to do. Give us $100 and then we'll refund these jeans. And then they said, hey, since you have such a big bank account, would you like to put it in our Amazon refund organization investment account? Are you fucking cracked, brother?
Financial elder abuse and unfair business practices. It cites the Welfare and Institutions Code, which says a party...
No, there should not be any charges in this. People need to learn the hard way. You don't give money to the Indian guy on the phone. And they're going to charge these guys with a crime. I don't think they did anything wrong. They threw up a 1 in a million Hail Mary and this guy bit.
Knew or should have known that conduct is harmful to the elder adult. It was dismissed, but it is active in the appeals process. That's why attorney Sil Vossler said there's statewide attention on this lawsuit. He's not involved in this case, but practices elder abuse law.
Some courts are interpreting the financial abuse statutes to say, okay, if the bank should know about the scam,
the guy's a Jew,
they can be held liable. And other courts are saying, no, the bank needs to have actual knowledge.
The board say hackers were able to access their retirement accounts too, but their investment company was able to reimburse their money.
Chase's reaction is not our fault.
It's not, though. JP Morgan Chase doesn't have to fuck over their other depositors or their insurance premiums or anything like that to give you back your $700,000 that you willingly gave some dipshit over the phone. They sent you an email that said you bought something for $1,600. Do you know how fucking easy it is to check if that's true? No, instead, right away you went, that must be right. And then you called the phone number, and without asking for employee numbers or anything like that, you went, hey, you must be Amazon. That sounds good. Can I just get my $1,600 back? No, what you need to do is you need to give us your $200,000 first. Okay, well, as long as I get my $1,600 back. Oh, absolutely, sir. You will get it back immediately. Oh, all right. I'll give you $200,000. I'll go to the bank right now. Why does Chase have to give you money back for that?
We're a willing participant in the whole thing.
Yes.
And we don't owe you a dime.
Correct. The Chase spokesperson said that while Mr. Bortz is entitled to make a dispute, the federal court has already dismissed his claim twice. He added consumers should always be suspicious when someone they don't know asks them to urgently send money. He then
No shit. Dude, you should be skeptical if someone you've known your whole life asks you to urgently send money. If someone you've known forever goes, I really need you to send this money and I need you to send it right now. You're like, all right, dude, what kind of trouble you in? Like, where is this going to? What's the deal? Oh my God. Dude, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm alone on this one, but it is so hard for me to feel bad for people who get scammed like that. It's just, you don't deserve to have money in your pocket. You just don't. You can't be trusted with it. Oh, shit. All right, let's find the stuff we missed. Thank you very much to Redbird with $1. Says, Aaron, you fell for Nick and Chrissy the horses bullshit. I'm not sure you should be criticizing these idiots. I don't think I fell for anyone's bullshit. I think I made terrible decisions on my own. If you want to know the truth of it. Fauci's Pangolin with $1 says, it's like they drove a car at a federal agent. Who would ever do? I mean, who's ever done that? Sam Show says, Aaron, you need to give me $150. You said my name on stream earlier. Oh, well, in that case, what? give me a phone number so I can call you and give it to you. I didn't know I owed you that money. Meow Meow says, Boomer Brennan just got a $200 dono. Well, that's not fair. I should get a $200 dono. That's not, you know what? I got a $500 dono this week, so I can't complain. Another win for the toe. Another win for the toe. Holy shit, our YouTube numbers are dismal tonight. 59. Rumble, you guys are doing all right. Right around 200 of you checking out the toe right now. Anytime I see a number that low, I just kind of go, should we like sit back a little bit tonight? Like, should we kind of hang back a little? I mean, it's not going to, we got no goal. It's not going to be a big money night. We don't have a big crowd. What are we doing? I got a big Oz show tomorrow. We gotta save it all up for the big Oz show. You know how the fraud thing has been awful here in Minnesota? Wait until they start digging around in places like California where it's every bit as bad, but they're just not looking because everybody's looking at us over here. 4 people have been sentenced to over 14 years combined in federal prison for a $12.7 million Medicaid fraud scheme that paid over $1 million in kickbacks with substance use disorders, federal prosecutors said Thursday. So they're not, I'm sorry. Where's the fucking California one? This is the North Carolina one. Come on and raise up. Take your shirt off. Now, twist it around your hand, spin it like a helicopter. This isn't, fuck this one.
2 weeks from now.
Fuck this story. I wanted the Newsom fraud. I don't give a shit about North Carolina. Recent allegations and reports concerning fraud associated with California Governor Gavin Newsom's administration as of early 2026 involve significant Medicaid, specifically EBT unemployment benefit mismanagement, calls to repay $1.3 billion in improper Medicaid funds and accusations of unchecked, widespread EBT fraud. That's the one I was looking at. $1.3 billion in Medicaid fraud in California. And by the way, this is with them not even digging in. Remember, here in Minnesota, the fraud started as like $100, $200 million. And that was considered really bad. The Feeding Our Future scandal was like $250 million. And we were, oh my God, can you believe that taxpayers got ripped off for $250 million? Oh, thank God we took care of that. But then we started cracking open the books and we started actually looking. And now we're up to what? They think like $8 to $10 billion. So California, they haven't even started with these guys. This is just the local stuff, local people looking into it. And they're at $1.3 billion in fraud, just effortlessly. So you think Minnesota's bad, and it is. Minnesota is bad. I'm not arguing that. But you think Minnesota's bad. Wait until they start getting into some of these really blue states with really big tax bases and really big social safety net programs. It's going to, honestly, it's going to make Minnesota look like child's play. It's going to look bad. 09 Canyon says, I need to know what's up with Kirk Cameron. We'll get to the Kirk Cameron thing a little bit later tonight. I said something about Kirk Cameron yesterday that was inaccurate. And I saw a Kirk Cameron clip this afternoon, and I went, the apology needs to be as loud as the disrespect. And I disrespected Kirk Cameron pretty bad yesterday. I thought that he believed in like rapture and all that bullshit. I thought he was a dispensationalist who thought Israel was going to rebuild the third temple. But actually, he's the opposite. He's super based. He gets it. He understands what the Bible says. Anytime you hear these Zionist evangelicals talk about, in the Bible, Ted Cruz did this. In the Bible, it says those who bless Israel will be blessed and those who bless Israel will be cursed. It's a misreading of Genesis. What God says in Genesis is those who bless you will be blessed. Those who curse you will be cursed. He's talking about Abraham and the sons of Abraham. When Jesus Christ was crucified, he fulfilled the Old Testament prophecies, and his followers are now the sons of Abraham. That it had nothing to do with Israel. It certainly didn't have anything to do with the 1948 invented country of Israel by the UN and the Rothschilds. So you hear any of these dispensationalists start talking about, oh, well, the Bible says if you don't bless the country of Israel, you'll be cursed. No, they're talking about the descendants of Abraham, which are those who believe in Christ's sacrifice and his divinity. There is not going to be a third temple. The third temple is Jesus Christ. Enough with Mike Huckabee and enough with Ted Cruz and them not being able to read. Good Lord. Rust Belt said, yes, what he was trying to say, this is what God said to people who cursed Abraham.
You are cursed.
I'm not saying Danhausen is God. That's not what I'm saying. So Kirk Cameron, I said yesterday that Kirk Cameron was a dispensationalist who believes that we need to suck Israel's balls and that he believed in the rapture, which is bullshit too. I did read Revelations. Takes about, if you want to read Revelations, takes you about a good hour and a half. And it's a good read. It's a good read. But I have more of like a liturgical like belief in Revelation, not like a literal, this is going to happen beat for beat in a chronological order. You know, there is going to be a tribulation, but the tribulation is not going to be, you know, these evangelicals think we're going to be hiding out in caves and running around. The church is going to go through a tribulation that is going to shake the faith of its followers so that we find out who the real believers are and who are the people who are just saying it to hedge their bets. The church will be put through a tribulation that will shake the belief of its followers. Before Jesus Christ comes back, a lot of Catholics believe, Mel Gibson believes this, that there will be a church that runs parallel to the Catholic Church that will claim to be the church. And that will put us through a tribulation that will try our belief in Christ and try our belief in the church. And at the end of which Christ will come back and then people will rise to meet him. Meaning when he comes back, the people will get off of their knees, their faith will be restored, and they'll go to meet the Messiah. These fucking evangelicals think that rise to meet him means that you're going to disappear and just poof, go off up into heaven before the tribulation. Dude, if you read Revelation, you cannot get that out of it. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I owe Kirk Cameron a big apology because I said he was a dispensationalist and I was wrong. Here we go.
I had to go look for this video because it was taken down. This is Kirk Cameron talking about who Israel is.
It is Christians.
I also want to apologize to Mike Cameron, who is the former center fielder for the Seattle Mariners, because I once said that Mike Cameron is mid. He was a very good outfielder. So I apologize to Kirk Cameron today. I want to apologize to Mike Cameron. And I want to apologize to Cameron, New Jersey. And that's Camden. I'm sorry. I was trying to think of more Camerons. I fucked it up.
Support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel. I know the verse that Tucker Carlson's talking about in Genesis actually doesn't say Israel. It says that those who bless you, Abraham, this was before Israel, will be blessed by God, and those who curse you, Abraham, will be cursed by God. Jesus.
By the way, more than 1,800 years. When was the temple destroyed and the Romans kicked the Jews out? 70 AD. 1948 AD. So for over 1,800 years, there was no state of Israel. So obviously that line in Genesis is not about Israel.
Demystifies who the children of Abraham actually are. And Paul absolutely clarifies it. For not all who are born into the nation of Israel are truly members of God's people. Well, that sounds like it contradicts what Ted Cruz just said.
That's because Ted Cruz is a warmongering psychopath.
Being descendants of Abraham doesn't make them truly Abraham's children. It sounds like he's saying not all of Israel is really Israel just because they're Jewish. Israel didn't have a nation or a land to call their own for almost 2,000 years since the destruction of the temple in the year 70 AD. The nation of Israel was recreated through some political operatives after World War II.
Right, 1948. which was the same year that Mossad and CIA were created, too. I'm sure it's just a coincidence. So the next time you hear one of these evangelicals say, we have a duty to defend Israel because in the Bible it says, you can tell them bullshit. It does not say that in the Bible. Those who bless the descendants of Abraham will be blessed. Those who curse the descendants of Abraham will be cursed. It doesn't even really say that. It just says those who bless you, meaning Abraham, will be blessed. And those who curse you will be cursed. So you could argue that maybe that even dies with Abraham. But if you want to go descendants of Abraham, it would be the followers of Jesus Christ.
Almost 2,000 year period. What did it even mean to bless Israel or to curse Israel? There was no Israel.
I mean, well, easy, Kirk. I don't think Kirk's a Catholic. Catholics believe we are Israel. That's why Sam Show calls me a Jew now.
I think the scripture makes it clear. It's about whether you're blessing or cursing the true children of Abraham, those who believe the promises of the gospel.
I just wanted to show that to Luke.
Thank you. Once again, another clip to prove Ted Cruz is stupid. But it also proves that I'm stupid, too, because I thought Kirk Cameron was one of those Ted Cruz types. I was wrong, and I think it's very important that the apology be as loud as the disrespect. I shit on Kirk Cameron last night. Turns out I was totally wrong, and Kirk Cameron crushes it. Is he a cat? Did I fuck that up too? Is he a Catholic? Is Kirk Cousins a free agent? Is Kirk Cameron a Catholic? No, he's an evangelical Christian. Well, how the fuck did this happen? He's not a crazy wingnut psycho like Ted Cruz. Yeah, some of these guys, we got to get these guys back to the church because they've got their heads on right. The cleaner says, so Aaron is Jewish. Main Vein says, how many times have you read the book of Revelations, Aaron? Start to finish once, but I've cracked in pieces of Revelations a handful of times throughout my life. Not a lot. Not a lot. Brett McCart says there's more proof of Jesus existing than there is of Genghis Khan. There's no dispute as to whether or not Jesus existed. I mean, there's Roman historians who write of him. I want to say Petrarch, but I could be wrong. I think it's Petrarch who wrote about Christ. Roman historians who wrote about Jesus. Tacitus, that's who it was. Tacitus documented Christ's execution by Pilate. Suetonius, who mentioned riots involving Christus, and Pliny the Younger, who described early Christian worship. So, yeah, all of these guys, I mean, there's no dispute as to whether or not he existed. Not amongst anyone reasonable, anyway. Would you says Cameron is more new age. Well, you know what? He nails it on that one. I can't read this guy's name. Pyrotheron. I know I'm in his head rent-free, though. He says, did Steel Toe get another Venmo from Matthew to cover today's goal, or did Main Vein take care of it again? Now, I don't think Main Vein has taken care of any of the goals this week. He hasn't had to, because we've had a lot of generous people, including Matthew. We did not get another Venmo from Matthew this week. He just did the one, and that covered multiple days. But we did get Average Plumber dropping a hundo. And tonight is already covered. So I'm sorry, Pyrothon. I know that it upsets you. I'm happy that it upsets you. Hey, but Main Vein, if you want to cover tomorrow, there's certainly no rule against it, brother. I'm just kidding. Don't you give us another fucking dime after all the money you gave us last week. Are you fucking kidding me? By the way, Main Vein, has your shit arrived yet? I shouldn't call it shit. It's our merch. But has our shit merch arrived yet? It should be there. You guys should all be getting your merch from over a week ago. Because none of the new orders came back. I've got like 3 or 4 more orders that I need to do on Friday on our shipping day. I know I've got a new VIP, and I've got 2 or 3 VIPs ordering their annual stuff. But I don't... But I didn't get any of the other ones coming back to me, so we should be good. All right, we have more airline problems. We've been talking about all of the issues that have been experienced with American Airlines. American Airlines has had problems with people not wearing headphones on their planes and just playing shit loud on their tablets or phone, bothering everybody. They've had to throw them off. United Airlines recently made a rule that says if you don't wear headphones when you're listening to shit, you're getting kicked off. I think all reasonable people love that rule. But it just, I don't know if it's the spring air. I don't know if it's daylight savings time. I have no idea. But something's causing people to cause problems this week on airplanes. 200 of you checking out the show right now. Numbers for the evening show have been abysmal this week. So hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow, hit share. Share the program. And let's get some new blood in here. What do you say? We're probably going to go at about... We'll probably go a little early tonight. Once we get through all, well, no, actually, if we get through all of our stuff, it'll probably be around 8:30. But throw in a couple of bucks, throw in a couple of memberships. Let's do it. Southwest Airlines flight from Miami to Denver went completely off the rails before takeoff, and the whole thing was caught on camera. A man whom the Miami PD report identifies as 32-year-old Marcial Martinez. Kick him out! Kick him out! Have ice at the airport waiting to go. Is yelling at someone named Marissa to leave the plane with him as he's being escorted off for being disruptive. Now, here's the problem. Let's say you're flying. Now, if you're flying with your spouse, I think you've got to get off the plane with them. But let's say you're flying with a buddy and he's acting like a complete cunt and you're trying to tell him to chill. And he has no chill and he gets kicked off the plane. I don't think in any way you are mandated or forced to get off the plane with him. I think you should, if they're still allowing you to stay on the flight, fuck him. Let him find his own way back. Let him get another ticket. You don't need to fuck up your vacation because he was being retarded. Now, if you were both acting up, you both should have to go. But this Marcel Martinez guy was apparently having an issue. He appears to bum rush a man standing between him and Marissa, and a huge fight ensues. Oh, boy. Oh, shit. It's going to show you this thing, but it's... I hate that TMZ can't figure out how to... They have to embed all these videos so they can run ads and shit. And so you can't maximize them. I hate that shit. All I just want to get the video. So I'm not going to use the TMZ one. I'm going to use something called thenightly.com. Those guys seem like straight shooters. Nope, they fucked it up too. All right, we're going with TMZ. Here we go.
Fuck you! Fucking touch me! Get the fuck out.
Oh, I think we might have a little man syndrome going on here. Bro, your backpack's gay too. I hate to tell you. That is a gay backpack, bro. Come on, let me maximize the fucking thing. Come on. Let me hit the... Why doesn't this... I'm a boomer, aren't I? Am I being a boomer right now? I'm hitting the maximize thing. Let me maximize you.
Let's go! Let's fucking go!
Do you see that? He got up on his tippy toes to fuck with that guy. Aha, I can't rewind it either. This sucks.
Don't touch me! Marissa, let's go! Marissa, let's go! Oh, yeah. Marissa, let's go!
Marissa doesn't want to leave. Marissa's like, what? I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't fuck up. You fucked up. I want to go to, where are they? They're taking off from Miami. She wants to go on vacation. She doesn't want to be with you getting kicked off an airplane, having to buy another ticket.
Marissa, let's fucking go!
Sir, you need to step off the aircraft.
I don't see them out there now. Fuck you guys.
Fuck you guys. Marissa, let's go. What? I'm not getting kicked off the plane. I don't have to. Fuck you guys then. Yeah, in no way is this your fault. Whoa. This shit escalated.
Get off of the airport. Fuck you! Fucking out! Get on the ground!
got to tell you, it does not seem like that guy's winning the fight. And did I see a gun in on that guy's hip? That was clearly within like grabbing distance of the guy who's losing his shit. Oh shit, he ran into some random black dude and he's not going to be disrespected like that. I think he's the one who was yelling off screen, "You got me fucked up. You got me fucked up." It's like, dude, we don't need an angry black guy running in here throwing punches. All right, we're not making a world star video. Just chill. We're taking care of it. Where was this flight going to? Where's everybody going to be late? To Denver. Oh God, you need to get this guy to Denver. He needs some calm down smoke really fast.
He just hit my fucking daughter. I'll kill. Get your hands behind your back. I'll kill. We're done. You understand me? We're done. Are you getting off with him? No, I have to record for Uncle, please listen to you. Sorry, I can't move my leg.
And now this lady's crying. I don't know if that's Marissa or not. Now she's crying. He always fucking does this. Yeah, do we ever find out if Marissa just stays on the plane and tells him to fuck off? That wouldn't have been a bad idea.
You guys have the police coming? Bring it off. Uncle, please. It's too late for that. You're going to sit on the crowd.
Doesn't help when you guys are in his face. Oh, no. Uncle, just relax. It's okay. It's going to be all right. Can you stop recording, bro?
He can record all he wants to. He just hit my motherfucking door. I'm get off with
He can record all he wants to.
Nah, bitch, he hit my daughter. That wasn't right.
No, you hit somebody's daughter. Yeah, the black people are not going to stop filming if you hit their daughter. They do not go for that shit. You do not hit their chow.
What's wrong with you? He's all on you shut the fuck up. I don't give a fuck.
I love this. All right, okay, this is the whitest shit I've ever seen. You got some Latino chick, and she's like, "Do you have to film that? Can you turn that off, please?" Bitch, he hit my child. I ain't turning off shit. I be filming this motherfucker forever. He hit my daughter. And then the white guy's like, "You know what? I feel like if I talk really nice to the flight attendant, I could probably get a beer off the beverage cart. I'm going to go sit down. This doesn't have anything to do with me."
Oh, stop! Stop it now! What? The situation escalated and stop.
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to ask all of you to please try to behave. Try to find the white passengers on the plane and behave like them, please. If I could have everyone just pretend they're white for a second, we can all return to our seats and we can get this situation handled as quickly as possible. If you don't know how to behave like you're white, find one of your white neighbors next to you and do exactly what they're doing. Thank you for flying United. Oh, no, Southwest. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but we ain't Mexican.
Oh, she works for the airline. I was going to say, white lady, go sit down. We're fine. We're good here.
Right, but child, Hispanic, whatever. We don't want to do all that fight. Doesn't matter.
Stop! You're going to have to go to your seat or you're going to get off.
Yeah, see, exactly. You guys got to go back to your seats. Like I said, mimic the whites in situations like this. White women have this kind of eavesdropping down perfect. They sit in their seat and they just kind of do this move. What's going on? Can you see them from up there? Can you? And that's it. That's your range of motion for spying on this whole thing. We don't need to go up there. We don't need to get close. We're just trying to see, we're trying to see what's going on. But we're trying to keep our distance at the same time. Saint Caesar says, "You got me fucked up now." And Jeff Farmer, "I'm coming for you." No, that I don't. Aussie Mark says, "This flight was so diversely enriched." It was diverse. It was, there was a lot of cultural enrichment on that flight. And God bless, because that's ultimately what we're looking for in our society, is just the smallest amount of cultural enrichment. Hey, speaking of cultural enrichment, I got another one for you. I have some really good cultural enrichment. By the way, if you're just joining us, we are honoring Rumble Friday rules. So if you do throw $5 or a gifted membership at us, we will play your link on tonight's show because the audiences have been smaller. We're at 200 right now. Rumble's doing great. YouTube is very, very much struggling tonight. But Rumble's doing great. Hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow. You know what? Let's make a little money tonight. Here we go. This is how we'll make some cash. Here's a little inside scoop that many creators are talking about behind the scenes. It's actually one of the reasons I'm using Rumble. They made a way to super chat creators, so we get paid immediately and without any fees. YouTube and Twitch take up to 50% when you tip creators. This method takes none. That's right. The platform takes 0 fees. I keep nearly 100% of what you send me. You can super chat with Bitcoin, Tether USD, or even Tether Gold stablecoins. The tip will show up directly on our Rumble chat, which I'll do my best read. All you need to do is download the Rumble wallet on the App Store and send the tips to your favorite creators. You can go to wallet.rumble.com. That's wallet.rumble.com. Or you can download the app directly from the app stores. Seriously, what an amazing way to get rid of the middleman and help the creator economy. Shout out to Rumble for making this disruptive technology. Wallet.rumble.com. Thank you, Rumble Wallet. All right, 200 of you checking out the show. Hit like, hit follow, hit share. Share big time. Joey Caravello with $1 says, if you found Johnny had been getting Digger to poop on cam for him, what would your response be? My response would be, I need to find a radio gig as soon as I can so I can cancel the evening shows if I get more stuff like that. That's what I think. That's what I think. You guys want to see a little more cultural enrichment? This is a man on a cruise ship. He is a Jewish man. And he saw another gentleman on this cruise. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this is Carnival. The Jewish man saw another man chilling out, having a good time by the pool, chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool and all enjoying his cruise ship outside of the pool, when a Jewish man who was up to no good started making trouble in his neighborhood. I want to show this to you, and I want you to tell me what you think this Jewish man was offended by. It's subtle. Don't beat yourself up if you don't figure it out. I mean, we're going to play the video in a little bit. And like I said, I mean, a lot of this is going to be very, very subtle. So don't be upset if you don't get it right away. But this Jewish man is very upset with this gentleman.
I'm a Jew. That is so offensive.
I mean, look, you can say what you want, but he's not wrong. He is a Jew.
The guy's a Jew.
And that guy was wearing dual swastikas on his shoulder blades, and that would be offensive to a Jewish person. Now, I know what you're thinking. You'd be like, Aaron, isn't it offensive to all people? I'll be honest, I don't give a shit. I'd actually probably want to talk to that guy. I'd be like, dude, what the fuck? Like, why? What on earth? I would need to know from the guy, like, what on earth possessed you to not only get swastika tattoos that are clearly visible if you're shirtless, and number two, where do you get the balls to just go sit by the pool with your fucking swastika back titties out? Like, where do you find the balls to do something like that?
This guy's mad because this guy has Hitler tattoos.
First of all, show some respect. They're swastika tattoos, not Hitler tattoos. Maybe he's a Buddhist. You think of that? Or is that that's Hindu? Maybe he's a Hindu. I mean, white skin, bald head. I mean, you got to figure one of two things. He's either a Nazi skinhead or a recent convert to Hinduism. And really, we shouldn't rule either of them out.
And this guy's a Jew, it looks like, and he's really angry.
I love that. This guy's a Jew, it looks like. What do you mean it looks like? What do you mean it looks like he's a Jew? Would you like to, I mean, I know what you mean, but do you care to elaborate?
And this guy's a Jew, it looks like, and he's really angry.
Do you kind of feel that like social shift that's going on? And I think the Piers Morgan Nick Fuentes debate highlighted it really well, that like non-Jews are really kind of over the swastika. We're kind of over World War II. We're over the Holocaust. And like, if you're Jewish, I get why it would stick with you a little more, but like, you can't expect everyone else to feel the same way you do forever. Because like, this guy is filming this shit, and I don't think he's a Nazi or anything like that, but he's filming this thing and he's having a good time. He's watching this guy lose his fucking mind. He sees the other psychopath with the Nazi tattoos, and he's laughing.
I'm a Jew.
I know, sir. That's why I'm not talking to you. Anybody who pushes me and goes, I'm a Jew, I'm like, I don't have any money.
That is so offensive. Put a goddamn shirt on before I get security up here.
What's security going to do? And what are you going to do? I'm so mad, I'm going to rip the head off a Palestinian baby. Like, what the? $2 from Parlock says, if only that guy had a tattoo of a dead child. Yeah, then this Jewish guy wouldn't have cared so much. If only, well, if it was a brown child, that is, or a Christian child, or a priest, or really anyone dead who isn't Jewish, I suppose. Thank you, Parlock, for the $2. Das Optic Nerve says, imagine an icon pissing you off. That's wild. I mean, I get why it offends the guy. I get why people would be upset with it. I can't imagine going up and giving the guy the satisfaction of like getting in his face and shouting at him. I mean, that's partially why he has the tattoos in the first place. 09 Canyon says the mustache is the worst part. I thought it looked like that guy had a full mustache. I don't think that guy had a Hitler mustache, did he? Pull that up. Let's pull that up one more time. I don't think he had a full-on Adolf mustache.
That is so offensive.
This guy's mad.
I don't know. That looked like that guy had a, yeah, that's like more of a handlebar, in my opinion. Look at that. That thing's going all the way across. He looks more like, he doesn't look like Hitler. He looks like Hal from Happy Gilmore, the guy who runs the nursing home, more than anything else. Yeah, look at that. That's a full-on, that's more of a biker mustache than anything else. I don't think that doesn't look like an A to the H to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Fauci's Pangolin says Nazi SS is unnerving sometimes. Honeybee's Photo says, yes, that symbol just means good luck in Hindu, right? It's like 20,000 years old. It's like the Epic of Gilgamesh. He's just trying to say, hello, friend. Welcome. Yeah, Papa Shab says, notice how nobody cares and he's just flipping out. That's what I mean. I really don't think the Goyim really give a shit about Nazi stuff anymore. I think at this point we've just heard so much complaining about it. We're like, yeah, we all agree it was bad. We all agree that was terrible shit they did, but all right. Like, you can feel bad about it. You can hate it. You think it's not so good. Here, I got a great example for you. You know how like you don't think that you murdering my savior bothers me? You're allowed to not let it bother you, but it doesn't sit well with me. That's all. Here, I'll tell you this. It would have sat better with me if you would have apologized for it and then converted to Christianity and accepted him as your savior. That actually would have been a baller move. That would have been really big of you. But instead, you just doubled down and wrote in your books that he's burning in shit. So, yeah, I really don't give a shit about what offends you. 09 Canyon says, I'm on the side of whoever isn't reserving 6 lounge chairs all day and not using them, and who is quiet after 11 p.m. After 11 p.m. Can't you hoop and holler and, get after it on a cruise ship? Really? I don't know. Roots Calhoun says it looks asymmetrical because of how he's sitting. 09 Canyon says it is a full mustache. I don't like it. Yeah, Roots says, is that 2 dudes fighting on his back too? Bro, Not only is it two dudes fighting, but he's showing you how to throw the overhand right with the arrows and shit and how to move your head. I mean, so at least half the tattoo is pretty cool. Das Optic Nerve says the left shoulder one is flipped, though. Yeah, I'd yell at the tattoo artist, but you probably have to find him in the county jail. Saint Caesar says, Aaron, remember when Roddy Piper was racist in this Hulk Hogan cartoon? Fuck that, dude. I'll find you a better Roddy Piper racism thing when he cut a promo in blackface against Bad News Brown. Fauci's Pangolin says, I'll bet you $100 that guy wasn't a Jew. Are you kidding? Did you hear him kvetching? I'll take that bet. You're going to regret because I'm the best there's ever been. Roots Calhoun says, if you push a guy like that, I don't care who you are, I'm throwing you overboard because you're gay. He was being gay. Like, as you're grabbing him to throw him overboard, you go, Oy vey, what are you, throwing me overboard because I'm Jewish? No, this is a different kind of hate crime. It's because you're a homo. Bye. Me mom died in the holly. Kerplunk. Unfortunate. Me dad's a pair of shoes. Splash. Poor fella. Hey, why'd Roots throw that guy overboard? He was being gay. Again? Damn. All right. Speaking of, MSO says, so did you apologize to Kirk Cameron yet? Yes, we did the Kirk Cameron apology a little bit ago. This is going to be a long segment, this next one. We might be done after this. I'm not sure. I guess you can change my mind. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow. Of course, no goals tonight. No goals on the toe. We haven't had any goals all week, thanks to some very generous people. But you are more than welcome to chip in for tomorrow. Pay it forward, as it were. Again, hit like, hit subscribe, and hit follow. So I think we're starting to see a redemption arc for Joe Rogan. Don't look now. I could be wrong. But you know how at the beginning of the Epstein stuff, Joe was like really nervous about pushing any of it? Joe Rogan wasn't sure if he should really go all out at Kash Patel or go all. I mean, he had Kash Patel on his show when Elon Musk tweeted out, Donald Trump won't release the Epstein files because he's in them. And he had a really uncomfortable moment with Kash, but he still licked his balls. And a lot of people thought that we'd lost Joe Rogan for good, that Joe was done. Joe was full on Team Trump. The Joe Rogan that we needed in order, conspiracy Joe who wanted to get to the truth of everything and wanted to really dig into stuff. Like maybe the hundreds of millions of dollars got to him and it just made him a little lazy, a little lethargic, and he didn't want to go off into the Epstein stuff. Well, he had this professor named Schellenberger on his show. And this Schellenberger fella, Baba Shab, I'll let you do that part. This Schellenberger guy was, and this is always creepy to me, whether it's that journalist guy, Michael Tracy, or anyone else who tries to defend the Epstein files and act like it's not creepy and satanic and pedo-y and human trafficking. To me, whenever I see someone trying to defend the Epstein files, to me, it's a blinking red sign that they know it's human trafficking. They know it's related to Mossad. They know it's an Israeli and CIA joint psyop to blackmail leaders and compel them to do their bidding. But they don't want to go into it because they know where that road leads. So it's just deny. So I think this Schellenberger guy 100% knows what this is. And look, we give Joe Rogan shit when he's wrong. We applaud Joe Rogan when he's right. But usually if he really likes his guest and they start really getting like defensive or forceful about something, Joe will drop it. Nowadays, old school Joe Rogan, he would dig in and go, no, I want to argue about this. Well, I think in this clip from yesterday's show, you're going to see a little new school or a little old school Joe Rogan.
Had assumed that someone murdered him. But you start looking at the evidence for that. Look, maybe there more will come out. And even this last few days, there's some new things that people point to, but they actually are not actually evidence of it. They said Epstein's brother's attorney or Epstein's brother's examiner said that that he broke his hyoid bone, and the hyoid bone is not usually broken in hangings, only in strangulations. Actually, it is broken in hangings, particularly for older people.
Broken in 3 places.
Yeah, and that's like,
and it's low on his neck.
Yeah, and and that happens.
Also, the lady who was the guard deposited money into her account.
I saw that, but that doesn't. What does that mean?
Okay.
That means it's fucked up that the person guarding Jeffrey Epstein deposited 12 grand in cash into her bank account. And yeah, that by itself, you're right, that doesn't mean anything. But she also was Googling Epstein disappearance just hours before it was announced that he was dead. So did she know something? Bunch of other people on that cell block were Googling him and looking shit up.
Well, she also Googled his name before he died.
All that's totally
okay. But
it's like, let me Scooby-Doo.
Why are you dismissing? I don't understand why you're dismissing this. Because if you're
I'm
going
not
to
dismissing it. I'm saying,
but hold on, you are. Yeah. But hold on, you are, because if you do have a guard, and all of a sudden this guard acquires several payments.
Dude, honestly, with the way the culture and the world is right now, if my last name is Schellenberger, I'm probably going harder on the Epstein files than I need to. I'm going out of my way to be like, because this guy obviously knows something stinks and something's up, and he's trying to like defend it. It's like, I would go harder because I'm like, I don't want people to think that I'm, this Schellenberger.
He made several deposits. One of them was $5,000 just 10 days before he died. And then the cameras are cut. Okay. And then they mysteriously don't pay attention to the cell of one of the most important defendants of any case.
Who, by the way, had the shit beaten out of him nearly to death not that long ago before this.
Gigantic public case involving enormously famous public figures. And then this guy hangs himself while he's on suicide watch?
Now remember, he tried to commit suicide.
I understand, but why are you not letting me finish what I'm saying?
Sorry.
Because that alone is weird. That alone is weird. That the cameras are cut, that there's no video of it. The whole thing is weird. You don't think it's weird?
Well,
you don't think it's weird that this guy, that he just finds a way to hang himself in this cage?
I thought I had that same story. I was like, the cameras are cut. The security guards are asleep.
All those things are true.
All those things are true.
Yeah, all those things are true. So that guy goes, I thought of all those things too. So now he's got to work himself out of that. So now you have to do mental. It's always frustrating when it comes to the Epstein stuff, when the quote unquote conspiracy theorists like us seem to have A, B, C logic on the whole deal. And then the people who aren't conspiracy theorists on it, who don't think something's weird, they're the ones who have to do all this mental gymnastics to make it not make sense. Hey, A, B to C, we can Occam's razor this thing and it looks like a conspiracy. And the non-conspiracy people are like, well, yeah, all that stuff together does look bad, but how do you know she didn't have a bad day 2 weeks before, and maybe she had taken out some cash a year ago and she forgot about it, and then she deposited it then. And then, anybody can Google Jeffrey Epstein disappearance a few hours before his death. I mean, why is that a weird thing? And, the cameras being out, cameras go out in prisons almost never, but I'm sure sometimes. It's like, you guys have to do so many hula hoops of forgiveness to make it not a conspiracy that we actually, in my opinion, we look like the more reasonable ones.
It's also true that the cameras went out a long time before that night. It didn't just go out that night before. Security guards fall asleep at night all the time.
Well, then it's totally fine yeah, security cameras and guards fall asleep all the time when they're watching petty thieves. When they're watching the misdemeanor wing, they might fall asleep. Now, I've been to jail for 6 days, and I was in the misdemeanor wing. None of those guards fell asleep. They were up and at 'em. They were watching TV. They were behind the desk. They were on the computer. They didn't fall asleep.
Attempted suicide, I believe 18 days before.
18 days before, he said that his roommate tried to kill him. Did you know that? Do you know his roommate was a cop that had killed 4 people in contract killings? His cop roommate, his cellmate, was a murderer. He was a guy who was a drug-dealing cop who had killed 4 people in contract killings. And that was his fucking jailmate. And 18 days before, he said that guy tried to kill him.
But he said that.
So you have one of the top federal prisoners, one of the most high-profile federal prisoner who has a lot of dirt. And now we're seeing in the Epstein files, Wexner and the 9/11 guy, Howard, the guy in the Trump administration, not Kirchner. God damn, why am I blanking on not Howard Kurtz, not Levitt. Fucking hell, I've been saying his name for a year now. The guy who conveniently had to take his kids to school on 9/11, even though he spent every day in the towers.
That's his,
is there any
look
doubt
at that
he,
guy.
Yeah.
That is his.
Like, you have that guy as your cellmate, even though you're one of the most high-profile guys out there, and he's a sex offender. Remember that. He's a convicted sex offender, Jeffrey Epstein, and you're going to put him in there with a violent, crooked police officer? They would never do that.
Fucking cellmate. Why would you put a guy who's one of the most high-profile defendants, in any case ever, in a cell with a hired killer who's a giant gorilla, like this huge fucking jacked Italian guy?
But he wasn't in the cell with them that night. He was by himself.
By the way, a jacked Italian guy, totally not racist and totally non-offensive to call him a jacked gorilla. It's probably the most accurate description I've heard of a really muscular Italian guy ever.
This is the guy who 18 days before Epstein said tried to kill him.
But Epstein tried to kill himself. I don't think there's any doubt about that, right?
I don't know if there's, I've never seen him say it, but I do know that he said that guy tried to kill him, and they found him unresponsive 18 days before. He said that guy tried to kill him.
And couldn't he have lied about that?
That guy was trying to get money.
Listen to this guy. Couldn't he have lied about that? This is what I mean. The hoops that they all have to jump through to make it not true. Well, couldn't he lied about that? Yeah, but why would he lie about that? I mean, the guy's a giant killer. He's literally killing is what he does. Epstein is a pedo. This guy's going to want to kill him.
Couldn't he have lied about that?
Video outside cell during Jeffrey Epstein's first suicide attempt no longer exists. How weird.
Weird.
Yeah, why would he lie about that? He's in
because he doesn't want to have because he doesn't want to have a
guy
roommate.
who he's already saying this guy's trying to extort him.
Yeah.
He's already saying this guy's trying to get money from him, and this guy is a known killer. He's killed 4 people in contract killings. How did you not know about that?
I will say it's possible.
But hold on, how did you not know about that?
I did know about that.
I love it. I love that old I wish we could get this Joe more often. I have a theory. Do you think that maybe Joe's doing too many shows? That maybe if we got once a week Joe Rogan, new episodes drop every Wednesday, that we would get an invigorated, fucking ready to go fighting Joe like he's going after this Schellenberger dickhead who works at the University of Texas at Austin?
You knew about the guy being a contract killer?
Well, no, I mean,
was his cellmate?
Yeah, I knew that story, but I mean, he didn't have a cellmate at the night of his death, right? That was one of the mistakes they made, is that because he was supposed to be on suicide watch, he was supposed to have a cellmate, didn't have a cellmate. I think that, look,
that was one of the mistakes they made, you see? Oh, they just made a mistake. We're supposed to have another guy in there with this guy who's on you-know-what watch. We just spaced on it. Like the cameras just happened to be broken. Like the guards just happened to be away at that time. Like the other guard just happened to have an influx of cash and was Googling about Epstein the night he died. This is what I mean. To be anti-conspiracy, you have to stick your head in the sand and come up with all kinds of crazy theories.
18 days before he did have a cellmate, and 18 days before he said that guy tried to kill him.
But 18 days before he tried to commit suicide. That's my understanding.
I don't know if that's true, though. I don't know if that's true.
Guys, let me do this. This is fun. I get to be Jamie. Aaron, look that shit up. Did Epstein try to kill himself earlier? Yes, he was found in his jail cell roughly 2 weeks before his death in what was widely reported as a prior attempt. Following this incident, he was placed on watch, but later removed. And then there was the beating. So they're both right. There was the beating, and there was also the first attempt.
I don't know why they would put him in jail with a contract killer.
Well, I mean, who's in that jail? Aren't the people in that jail pretty rough?
His cellmate is a contract killer. Why would he be in
It's a federal prison. There's all kinds of people in there. They're just people who broke federal law and are like awaiting trial for federal crimes. So you could have like non-violent drug offenders that caught a federal beef, racketeering, fraud, financial crimes. It doesn't have to be the big violent killer. It's not full of big violent killers.
Cell with a cop who's a contract killer.
I mean, aren't there a lot of
the night Jeffrey Epstein claimed his cellmate tried to kill him. New documents revealed Jeffrey Epstein claimed his cellmate tried to kill him in an incident before his death.
Yeah, but we don't.
Okay, but
we don't know if that's true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why are you dismissing it, though?
I'm not dismissing it, Joe. Look, maybe more evidence will come out. I'm just saying, if you look at the evidence we have.
Maybe new evidence will come out. How much fucking evidence are you going to need? I mean, this is like the people who say, you can't say that Pizzagate was real. Well, they're not going to come out and say, they're not going to have a Rosetta Stone in the email that says, hey, pizza means fucking kids. They're not going to do that. So we have to be human beings with functioning brains, and we have to take the words that are in there and we have to deduce things from it. And when they keep saying, hey, what kind of pizza would you like for this date? And how many, would you like 1,000 pizzas? Would you like the pizza to be 6? Would you like the pizza to have 7 sausage pieces on it? It's like, you know, they're not fucking talking about, did you like the beef jerky? Do you enjoy the beef jerky? Should we bury the beef jerky? How would you like the beef jerky to be prepared next time? How many pieces of beef jerky should there be? I'm sorry, they're not fucking talking about beef jerky. But this cunt of a professor would be like, well, how do you know that's what they're talking about? Because I'm not an ape.
To dismiss it.
No, I'm saying I was confident it was a homicide, and now I'm not.
Were you aware of this?
Yeah, of course, all that stuff.
You were aware that he tried to kill him?
Of course.
You were aware
that he said that.
Well, how come you never brought it up before? You seemed shocked when I brought it up.
Well, because my understanding is it was a suicide attempt 18 days before.
Okay, but if he said this guy tried to kill him 18 days before, why didn't you take that into consideration?
No, it is. I mean, I'm just saying that was all. That was part of.
No, when it doesn't seem like you took it into consideration at all, and you're looking to dismiss it.
I didn't know. My view earlier was that it was a homicide because the hyoid bone doesn't break when you have hangings. He said he didn't want to commit suicide. The video went out. The security guards are asleep. I mean, there was a huge investigation of this by the inspector general. So the number of people that would.
How is he going to kill himself on suicide watch with paper clothes? He's going to lean on the bed and strangle himself with the clothes they give you. Here's how I could believe that he did it himself. He was told by his intelligence people who control him as an asset that said, hey, everybody's gone. Ghislaine's gone. Everybody's gone. You got to take yourself out. We're going to set it up for you. You're going to do it. And there is a rumor that one of the guards that brought, that deposited the cash into their account, that they brought him like regular prison clothes at one point. And they're not supposed to. And that might be how he did it. Otherwise, I have no problem believing that somebody got into his cell while the cameras were off and the guards were gone, and they, strangled him and made it look like a you-know-what.
Have had to been involved in this conspiracy and cover-up is very large.
But these federal prisoners on S-word watch don't off themselves. They just don't. It doesn't happen. So, I mean, this was just such a rarity that it should raise red flags. Then you add on top of it how high profile the guy was and what he meant to everybody. And yeah, it doesn't look right.
It's a large number of people who are in this job to be do-gooders. And so maybe there will, maybe there was some evidence.
They're not in the job to be
do-gooders. Oh, yeah, they are.
Sometimes they're in the job to be do-gooders.
No, I've known prison guards. I have friends who were prison guards, neighbors who've been prison guards. They all do it for the money and the benefits. They do it because the job they had before was really, really shitty, and at least this one will pay for their health insurance. They'll get a pension. You're not going to get wealthy being a federal prison guard, but you're not going to starve. And if you're like a day laborer or whatever who doesn't have good benefits on your job, it's not the worst place to work.
Sometimes they're influenced by very powerful figures that want a particular result. Does that not happen?
But we underestimate.
Hold on a second. Does that not happen in the real world? It does, right? And wouldn't you imagine if you're dealing with multiple billionaires that may be compromised by the evidence that this guy's going to relay in a trial, that would be one of the times that they would want to exert that kind of influence?
It's possible.
This is what I'm saying. With what we've seen in the Epstein files, just the stuff they're willing to show us, just the co-conspirators, Howard Lutnick, by the way, I couldn't think of it. Just the co-conspirators that they've shown us, that they're willing to show us. I mean, you really think they wanted this thing going to trial? I mean, even the Ghislaine Maxwell trial, they locked up the black book. They locked up the client list. They won't let the public see it. And it should be released already, but it hasn't been. There's no way they were going to let that guy go to trial.
And like I said, in our piece, we wrote it's possible. But I think at this point, we don't know. I don't think we have the evidence either way. And that's, for me, that's the change. I went from, I think it was a homicide, to now I don't know. I didn't understand that he committed suicide 18 days before.
No. He didn't commit suicide 18 days before. His cellmate tried to kill him 18 days before.
That's what he said, right?
They found him unresponsive. He said, my cellmate tried to kill me.
Yeah, but how do we know that? Why would we think he's telling
and then
the truth?
Was it...
This guy, I mean, it's weird to me. Michael Tracy, this Schellenberger guy, these people who want to believe it was all on the up and up, even though all of the evidence, their intelligence, their instincts are telling them, no, not a chance. For some reason, I don't know. They just can't admit it to themselves that it looks fucked up. I don't know if they're just being contrarian or if It's something else.
Reported that it was an attempted suicide to try to dismiss the fact that his cellmate was trying to kill him because they wanted his cellmate to kill him. We don't know, but you can't dismiss that.
The psychologist thought he was suicidal. They, I think
Dude, it's a federal prison. I guarantee that a large percentage of the people there want to die.
He could have lied about the room. He didn't want to have a roommate. That's like why, and they didn't have a.
This is what I mean. They got to make stuff up, and I'm sorry I'm pausing so much. The people who watch this on clips this weekend are going to hate this. This is what I mean about this guy. You see what I'm talking about? How many hoops he has to jump through to make what we believe not true? Well, maybe anytime you're getting into a guy's head and telling us what he thought, that's shaky ground you're standing on.
Who would you want to have a roommate who's a fucking contract killer, who's a sociopathic cop who killed 4 guys?
But if you're a contract killer and you're in Epstein's cell, why would you want Epstein to die in your cell?
Because you want to kill him because people are going to give you like extra cigarettes at the commissary.
Yeah, because he's a fucking pedo who's on his second offense. He's an alleged sex trafficker of children. And you're a contract killer. Those guys die. I'm sorry, but you get the murderers in prison, and they usually in prison, they won't mix the pedos with the killers because the killers will kill them. And if you're the guy who kills Epstein in prison, dude, you are top of the food chain, bro.
Do we have any evidence
Who fucking
for that,
knows? No, but who fucking knows?
Yeah, but we don't know.
This is a guy who already kills people, and he's in jail forever. He's going to be in jail forever. So for that guy, you say, will you kill that
What
guy
do you
for
got
me?
to
Like,
lose?
it's not even much of a stretch.
It's not much of a stretch that Epstein would have killed himself.
It's not much of a stress that that guy killed him either. If he's telling the truth that there was a report 18 days before that guy tried to kill him.
We just don't know. I mean, that's
well, we
my
certainly
view is we
don't know, but I don't understand why you would want to make the conclusion that he tried to kill himself.
It's not the-
and
it's
that
not a
this guy,
conclusion.
who's a contract killer, was not actually trying to kill him when he said he was 18 days before.
Well, Joe, I mean,
I like that. That's about. There's like 10 seconds left. This guy's a joke, but between this video of Joe pushing back big time on his guest and also Joe really starting to criticize Trump and really starting to go after him on this Iran thing, I don't want to say that Joe Rogan's back. I've had my heart broken by celebrities way too often to put my faith and stock in them, for decades now. But man, I'd welcome Joe back into the fight, and he's been making some pretty good moves lately. But anytime a guy with hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank, how much do you really expect him to risk? But if Joe's going to put up more performances like that, I like it. I'm happy with it. All right, let's see what the audience has for us. We missed a couple of things in here. Brett McCart with $5 says, for my song link. All right, we are going by Rumble Friday rules tonight. Kevin Soundboard with $1 says, Aaron, not sure if we are ready for this, but it's happening. Uh-oh, it's clavicular related. Here we go. Main Vein says, I know you hate Benny Johnson, but, oh boy, am I going to like Benny Johnson? I don't want to. Timestamp 110, okay? Timestamp 110. Look, if Benny Johnson's on the right side of the Epstein stuff, me not liking him, that means nothing. That's totally, if he's right, he's right. Thank you, everybody who threw in money tonight. We appreciate it. There was no goal. You didn't have to. And I appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. About 200 of you checking out the show. Rumble did very well tonight. YouTube was a bit lacking, but maybe there were some really good shows on tonight over on YouTube. All right, this came in from Brett McCart. He wanted to show you guys this. It's brand new key. I know this song. This is the roller skates, right? I sang the fucking song. You win, I lose. Oh God, what is this? Kevin Soundboard said, Aaron, you're not ready. It's clavicular. What's Clav up to? I hope it's Triple H resetting his face bones with a sledgehammer. What kind of alcoholic just has 2 bottles of Grey Goose sitting out on their kitchen table? The fuck, man? Get a hold of yourself. Not even old enough to drink. All right, the bed's made nice. Oh, fuck. Oh, God,
I live in a luxury condominium in downtown Miami.
Oh, my God, he's Patrick Bateman. He's Patrick Bateman maxing. That's what he's doing.
The penthouse. My name is Clavicular.
Oh, my God, he really is. This isn't bullshit. I was making fun of him. I thought he was doing like a sociopathic Patrick Bateman thing, but he is doing a parody of that. Oh, shit.
I'm 20 years old. I believe in looks maxing. The idea of maximizing physical attractiveness.
Oh, there's his hammer that he smashes his face bones with. You know, Kevin Soundboard, I'm fine with this, and I'll tell you why. I don't think Clavicular knows he's being trolled by his own audience and by the internet in general. I think he's kind of like a Dabbleverse guy. He thinks that he's laughing at other people, but when you get outside of the bubble, everyone's laughing at him. So I'm fine with Clavicular because I think society's putting him in the proper perspective, which is he's a cow.
By any means necessary in order to ascend.
Fucking dipshit.
In the morning, if my jaw looks a little weak, I'll bone smash to strengthen it.
Oh, bones. Let me just punch you in the face, dude. I mean, I don't have Tyson-esque power. I can crack a little. I'll reset your bones for you, buddy. Free of charge. Free of charge.
My ratios are nearly golden now.
You look gay. You're a gay-looking guy.
Testosterone for muscle growth?
That's the other thing. There's nothing about him that didn't come out of a bottle. He doesn't work hard. He doesn't put any effort into it. It's all for show. Like, I bet you he's got no cardio. I bet you he doesn't know how to throw a decent punch. He can't fight because all of this stuff was just taken in pill and cream form, especially cream.
And as for appetite suppression.
Yeah, everything comes out of a bottle for this guy.
Glutathione for health maxing. Peptides for anti-aging and collagen production.
You know what really sucks about this too is he's only 20 years old. If you're 20 years old and you work out, you see results like overnight at 20. Like, I'm 39. I got to go to the gym 3 to 4 times a week or I gain 5 pounds. Like, to keep my shitty chins and tits, I got to be at the gym most days of the week.
Melanotan 2 for healthy glow.
Healthy
IGF-1,
glow.
HGH. Retatrutide for leanness. Dutasteride and minoxidil for hair maintenance.
Does he know this looks gay, or does he think this is this the kind of guy who looks at Patrick Bateman? Is he one of these sad white guys who looks at Bateman in American Psycho and goes, "This is our repressed id," and no. Patrick Bateman is a little bitch who somebody should have chopped his head off in the first act. Patrick Bateman is not a hero. He's a Looney Tune. These are like these guys who watch the Joker movie and go, Arthur Fleck speaks to me because it's like white men are so... Stop being a fucking pussy. Do whatever you want to do. Arthur Fleck is good because I get sad and I want people to pay attention to me. You're not worth listening to. People like this need to be locked in a funny farm or live stream so we can laugh at you.
When it comes to ascension, if you're not looks...
Oh, God, he's putting eyeliner on. I'm having a hard time believing this guy was never molested as a kid.
Maxing. You're not life maxing.
You do your eyelashes?
Okay, faggot, what's next?
And if you're not life maxing...
You're not gay maxing.
The wait is over. March 13th.
Mog World Order.
World Order begins. 30 days, 24/7 live on Kick. Welcome to the new era.
Kick. You know what? Sue him, Bischoff. Sue him for copyright infringement. Send him a cease and desist. If I'm Kevin Nash, I don't let that shit stand. Scott Hall is rolling over in his grave. Hey, yo, say hello to the gay guy. All right, we got one more link, and then we're going to get out of here for tonight. Thank you guys very much. NoPen15 Fathead with $2 says, is karaoke still on the table? Well, you know the Rumble Friday rules, $30. Karaoke's on the table. Absolutely. So if I say that we're honoring Rumble Friday rules today, I got to honor Rumble Friday rules. But I got this Benny Johnson thing that somebody sent in, and then I think we're going to start wrapping up after that.
That had happened?
This was Main Vein. Who entered Epstein's jail tier the night of his death? Newly released video logs appear to contradict official accounts. Okay.
See it as clear as day on video. Who entered Jeffrey Epstein's cell tier the night of his death? Newly released video logs appear to contradict official accounts.
38 p.m. The report says someone, probably Noelle, carries a bundle of bedding or clothing up
Noelle is the woman who deposited 11 grand into her bank account before Epstein died.
Stairs. It's a rare instance the video does catch movement on the stairs, but barely. Let's see that.
Remember the 1 minute of footage that's like deleted that's lost on the night of Epstein's death?
Zoomed in and in slow motion again. Several of the video forensic experts we spoke with were skeptical about the report's conclusion and thought that the video could be showing an inmate walking up the stairs. Authorities say this was the last time anyone approached his cell block until his body was discovered the next morning. Again, while the video does not contradict that, experts who viewed the video say the limited field of view makes it impossible to definitively conclude that no one used those stairs in that time period.
Okay, so somebody went up and entered the cell block. It was an orange blob. Were they carrying all of this orange linen? I mean, look at all
this is what I heard too. I heard what Benny Johnson heard. Well, Benny Johnson heard, ooh, men's prison. I'd love to go. How do I get in there? But I heard that somebody brought the linen up to Epstein's cell and he was basically ordered to hang himself. And he did. That it was like, hey, we're going to kill Ghislaine. We're going to kill everybody you know. You're done. You're at the end of the road. You've outlived your usefulness. You know, we got a burn notice on you. It makes sense because he was wearing paper clothing because he was on, S-Watch. So if you got paper clothing on, you ain't going to be able to die from that. But you get those orange shirts and you tie it to that ladder there and then you put it around your neck and you lean forward. Oh, yeah. Fuck yourself up if you want to die bad enough.
Look at this. You're telling me that they had like a freaking laundromat in Jeffrey Epstein's cell? Someone was facilitating something. Someone was being paid off to make this, I think, comfortable for Jeffrey Epstein.
Right.
That's a matter of fact. Jeffrey Epstein, Dr. Autopsy, he was strangled. He wasn't hanged.
Right, you can't hang yourself in that cell. You have to tie the clothing to something and then tie it around your neck and you have to lean forward. Oof, man, do you know how either that or the guy who brought the orange clothing up there did it himself and they made it look like he did it. T. Jefferson says, you're deeply confused if you think Bateman was the hero of the story. You're one of those lamos that only watch the movie, aren't you, boss man? Me? No, Bateman's a fucking lunatic. And I don't think he killed anybody in that movie. I don't think he actually killed anybody. I think he's one of these pathetic, repressed white guys working at a blue-collar or white-collar job that his daddy got him. And he's a Nepo baby, and he feels like, he's in this banal, shitty, boring, surface-level, shallow, material world. And he wants to create some kind of reality that's better, that he finds more interesting. And I really don't believe he killed anybody in that movie. All right, No Pen 15 Fathead with $30 on YouTube. Thank you, buddy.
Wanna fuck? Let's fuck!
Thank you very much, but it looks like I have to do karaoke now. I really don't want to sing. Standard the too fat polka. She's too fat for me. I've never seen this. Aaron, you have to read the book, American Psycho. The author has addressed this. Did Patrick Bateman actually kill anyone? I don't believe he did. It is a debate. Is left intentionally ambiguous in the film, though the consensus leads toward the events being hallucinations, dreams, or extreme fantasies. While the movie portrays gruesome murders, it presents no real evidence, bodies, blood, or witnesses linking him to the crimes. Now, what about the book? The director has indicated the film is meant to be ambiguous. Yeah, he's just a mentally ill rich kid. That's all. All right. We have to do The cleaner says, fuck you, Aaron, for ignoring me. Oh, he says Patrick Bateman's Jewish. I'm sorry, bud.
The guy's a Jew.
There you go. I think that's what he wanted. All right. $30 from, who was it? No Pen 15 Fathead. So I've got to do the too fat polka. Now, I am not a good polka guy. I don't know how to do a very good polka. So, and I'm losing my voice a little bit. It's the end of the week. I'll do my best. Thank you guys very much for an amazing show. We did play Rumble Friday rules. You guys got a nice little chunk of change in there that we'll put towards tomorrow morning. Thank you. I don't want her, you can have her. She's too fat for me. She's too fat for me. She's too fat for me. Oh, I don't want her, you can have her. She's too fat for me. She's too fat. She's too fat. She's too fat for me. I get dizzy. I get numbo when I'm dancing with my jumbo. I don't want her. You can have her. She's too fat for me. She's too fat for me. Oh, I don't want her. You can have her. She's too fat for me. She's too fat. She's too fat. She's too fat for me. Can she dance up a hill? No, 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 no. Can she do the quadrille? No, 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 no. Can she fit in my coupe? I don't. Well, by herself, she's a group. Could she possibly sit upon my knee? No, 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 no. I don't, like I said, I don't do polka. I'm really, but I think this is the embarrassment you wanted. I'm hot now. And I don't really think polka's singing as much as it is calling. It's almost like an auction. I'm dancing though, like I got into it. And like tried to do the polka thing. I despise polka. I despise Poland. I'm German. It makes sense. How much more do we have of this nonsense? Can she dance up a hill? 99999. I can do that part. Can she do the quadrille? 99999. Can she fit in my coupe? Well, by herself, she's a group. Could she possibly sit upon my knee? No, 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 no. Oh, I don't want her, you can have her. She's too fat for me. Yeah, she's too fat for me. She's too fat for me. Oh, I don't want her, you can have her. She's too fat for me. She's too fat. She's too fat. She's too fat. She's too fat for fat. Fat for me. Thank you very much. It's the She's Too Fat polka. Oh my God. Brett McCart says, isn't polka German? I hope not. I fucking hope not. MSO says, wow, he wasn't kidding when he said he can't sing. No, my voice is going tonight, and that did not help. That did not help at all. Guys, thank you very much. That was a lot of fun. We're not going to be able to top that. We got Oz coming in tomorrow morning. I'm very excited. I hope you guys tune in. 6 o'clock Central. You've been great. I've been okay. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Take it easy, boys and girls. Oh, wait, no. Let's raid. We got to raid. We got to do a raid. We got to be good Rumble tenants. And we got to do a raid. Who do we want to raid? The Alpha Warrior Show. Fucking A, man.
Secretly given a
PsyOps, past and present. Ooh, LSD. All right, you guys are going to go to the Colonel's Corner and Alpha. That's who's doing this show. The Colonel's Corner and Alpha. Let's check it out. The Alpha Warrior Show. We're going to fuck up some skinnies. I don't know. I honestly, I don't know what they do. Conspiracies and PsyOps. It'll be right up your alley. Go ahead and enjoy it. We're sending you over there on Rumble. Have a great rest of your night.